Hey.
I think we're live. Hello, everybody.
Yep.
Hello,
You want to take
welcome
this, Matt?
to. I'll take it,
Hello.
I suppose. Welcome to Sanctuary Lost Session 5, which is actually going to tie up, we think, the prologue of this adventure, and it's also going to be the last one that we broadcast live. We've decided to pull it off air for a number of reasons, some personal, some technical. So thank you very much for sticking with us. We do hope you enjoyed this last broadcast. There may be other ones in the future, but for now, this is going to be it. So enjoy.
Yeah,
Thank you for coming with us. And I'll
Just
turn it
I
over to
will.
Gavin.
Sorry. Yeah, sorry. I will be doing hopefully some other live streams, like mainly one-shot stuff in the future. Hopefully. Also, like we may not be broadcasting the sessions, but we might also do like a few kind of like occasionally what's happening in the campaign kind of thing, like where they are now. Possibly. We don't know.
We don't know, but we'll consider our options and keep you guys posted if you want.
It'll just be me sitting in like an evil DM robe. Just I've explained this with a crystal ball, being like, yeah, they're gonna die now, like I usually do.
Main takeaway,
Yeah,
we're not live
basically-
streaming anymore, but we might do something.
Yeah.
Something.
Well, that's
Something.
assuming we survive, because Gavin keeps saying we're all going to die on a regular basis, pretty much every 5 minutes. So yeah.
Yeah, I have to keep the tension up somehow. Yeah, so I'll do a little quick recap. The player characters have recently joined up with the mercenary company known as the Watchers. They've gotten their first assignment, which was to take back a fort from bandits, which got a little more complicated when they found out the bandits were being controlled by a newly created hag. They defeated the hag in a very spectacular fashion, which will not happen again. And they also rescued the Goliath-looking gentleman known as Ser Jory. They all exited together, and they discovered the small kind of little outpost village of Treeflower, the place they spent the night at previously. Caught up in flame. They went to investigate, and the remnants of whatever army laid siege to the town is still there, about to leave it there. He teleported because, he's a badass like that. And we ended with Adar shooting the leader of the quote-unquote
I didn't shoot the leader, I just shot one of them.
The
Never
man you
specified
assume
who I
is
was
the
shooting.
leader. He had that kind of he's the head guy that they were talking to vibe. He was the tallest, so he must be the leader.
Yeah,
Is that how it works?
Yes,
Yeah,
it's
that's how it
basically.
works. Yes. Yeah, so we'll get straight into that. So, we ended exactly when Adar shouted, "Hey, fuckface."
Hey, fuckface. So, should
The
I
most eloquent
explain?
words.
Should I explain what I've done while everyone else was talking and Adar was on rooftops?
Yep.
So, can you describe like the surrounding area, how many hostages there are, and the Black Blades members and what they look like?
The Black Blades, there are about 4 of them, all of different various sizes. There's this tall gentleman in kind of like this dark black robe with a huge dark black blade in his back, and you get the feeling he's the commander, and he was kind of pointing like about to leave, or he was about to take the hostages through the portal that was there.
And how many hostages are there?
About 5, all of different races. One of them is a small elven child.
And last question, which one of them looks the most lightly armored?
There's this figure who's about medium size. He kind of has this black leather armor on him, and you would imagine he looks the weakest. They all have armor, and it's covering their faces, and it all looks toughish, kind of. But you probably could attack the one with the leather armor the easiest.
Okay. So what I wanted to do is instead of marking them, because I can't do that now,
Yep.
I would like to, before I shot them and while the party was talking, I wanted to cast Silent Image on one of the buildings, like, across from me, but out of the way so I can set up an illusion there.
Right.
And, I also want to cast a Minor Illusion at a third spot. So on the map, where would you say these people are?
On the map, excuse me.
Just out of curiosity.
Where the red circle is, that is where the people are. You are about here, if you can see me, kind of on the ruin of a building.
Okay. So my Silent Image will be here.
Cool.
And my Minor Illusion will be coming from this side.
Right, so as you kind of do that, you can...
And I tell Talon telepathically that if they stay to fight, go get my godmother. Sorry, you cut out there for a second. I said if they stay to fight instead of trying to go through the portal, I want Talon to go get my godmother.
You already did that before last session, remember? When you entered the town, you told him to. He's currently off.
Okay.
Okay,
All
so
right.
as you kind of do that, you can see from the pillar you're at, you can they start to move, kind of like the elven-looking gentleman pulls out a bow, the other two kind of like pull out a sword and a mace respectively, and the figure, the main kind of man in charge, he just doesn't pull out his weapon. He just turns around and looks towards where the sound is coming from.
Yeah, I said, hey, fuckface, and I shot an arrow at the easiest guy to look at, to hit at the same time.
Okay, so he looks from the sound to you, and then you can see...
Should I roll an attack?
Yeah, you can roll an attack. So...
I want to get him in a real meaty part.
So first comes the kind of minor illusion. They look, then hey fuckface, they turn around. The gentleman with the bow gets it right in the shoulder and starts to bleed out a little bit and kind of curses loudly.
An amendment, the illusion is saying, hey fuckface, Adar is just shooting, and at the same time, with the Silent Image, I have more archers coming up on the rooftops. And then I say through the Minor Illusion, we have you surrounded. If you stay to fight, you're all going to die.
So, roll.
That's intimidation, isn't
it?
Intimidation. Okay.
Oh.
Wouldn't it be deception because I don't actually have a lot of people?
Whichever's higher for you.
Yay. Yeah, where is my stuff? My charisma is great. Yeah! Yeah! I say it, but not with a lot of feeling at all.
As you say that, like, one of the smaller people who was about the size of a dwarf or a halfling, you can kind of hear him say, oh, they've got us surrounded, and then you can kind of, like, he gets a bit nervous and twitchy, but then kind of the commander, he kind of looks back, like, he's got the helmet on, so you can't tell any kind of expression he has, but with the body language, you can kind of get, like, he's not scared. He kind of turns back and he says, it's just a trick. Get the prisoners through the gate, I'll meet you on the other side. And
I'm
you
shooting
can't...
at whatever guy comes closer to those people.
Okay, you can roll again.
Should we be rolling initiative for the rest of us as well? I mean...
you're not in the combat yet.
No, but when he said, hey, fuckface, it's like, I found Adar. I think that was the last thing I said.
It's not really... Oh my god. It's not really a combat.
Combat.
it's kind of, I'm going to go, this is kind of happening in tandem, I guess you could say. So like I'm going to do this bit with a dart and see what you guys can do. So kind of the first one who grabs at like the small elven kid is the dwarf looking guy. And where do you aim for?
I want to aim through his elbow.
The one
So
that's
he's reaching
grabbing
out
for
to
the
grab
kid?
the kid, and he gets shot in the joint.
Ah! You hear as kind of like the dwarf, like, just, you can, blood's coming out, you can fully see his arm, like, the armor is kind of about up to here, and like the arm, you can just see blood running out of it, and sorry, the commander just shakes his head, and, if you could do me a favor.
Is the portal threatening to close at all by...
No, it looks stable. Looks extremely
sucks.
stable. You get the feeling it was cast, but the caster's not on this side.
Hmm.
So, could you please make a dex saving throw for me?
Sure.
And also roll initiative.
7. Roll initiative? I don't, okay.
Just Adaro, everybody.
Just a dare for now. Oh god.
Rolling.
Whoa.
Wait, 1d29? That doesn't look right.
What? Well, it's
You
an
rolled a
18.
d29. Yeah, but you rolled a 20d29.
Yeah,
roll
you've not
again.
rolled a d20.
That's not fair. Okay.
Okay.
What's the
I
ceiling?
hit 9 instead of the 0.
That's cool, it happens.
Yeah. Don't you just use the initiative thing on your character sheet, dude?
I can't. I don't have a token to select.
Oh, you can just drag one out into the map.
I can, but I don't really see a point because there's no turn order. It would just just put it into the turn order.
Like I said, very professional I am. Everything's ready. Okay, so that's where he is. Going to, as the second arrow goes through, you can tell the body language is kind of shifted from confidence to annoyance, and you can see his hand kind of flare up, and let me see, where is it? Where do I have? Yes, Gavin, you are so prepared for this. There we go. So.
All right.
Yeah, his arm, like, which has, you can see has a pure black gauntlet on it, charges up as you see as a dark lightning blast strikes you right in the chest, hitting you for 15 damage. And
Cool.
you're also pushed 10 feet back.
Well, that's fine because I'm unconscious. So I fall off the roof, I'm sure.
So,
Well, maybe depends on how tall the roof was and how flat it was and where you were standing on it.
It's probably just like, it's not that far of a drop, he wouldn't take any more damage. It's like a small kind of burning little wreck.
Oops.
The last thing you hear is you slowly lose consciousness as is kind of the marching of feet into the portal that suddenly stops, and you hear
Okay.
Okay, and we are now with the rest of the party. Make a dex saving throw, please. Death saving throw.
Death saving throw? Okay.
Death saving throw. you have
So
like
that's-
some ultimate power move I don't know about.
D20. 17, that's a success.
That's one success. Mark it down. So what's the rest of the party doing?
Well, I think Ember and Magnus were standing and chatting right up until Adar yelled out, "Hey, fuckface!"
Yeah.
Yeah, Jory.
Yeah.
Jory had run off to investigate investigate the town. You can kind of hear him shouting a bit, just general kind of hello, is anyone alive? That kind of thing. And look, you ran after him. I think Kriv is still standing there motionless.
Mm.
After I think Magnus kind of like shook him.
Yes, I did that.
He woke up and ran into the town to try and find people, to try and help people, yeah. He's still nervous as all fuck, but he's moving again.
Question, Gavin.
Yes?
How big is the village, or how big are the flames right now?
Flames there are like select areas where the flames are still, they're not huge anymore, it's slowly dying down.
Okay, because I think that Larry's instinct would be to try to put out some of the flames, and she can do that. She can cast a rain within a 30-foot span.
That would
a
probably
30-foot area.
That would probably I'd probably get kind of, excuse me.
What?
I'm trying to think how far that would reach on the.
Okay.
Does it move with you? Because if it did, that'd be awesome.
Literally rain clouds are over her head.
Is it create and destroy water?
Create and destroy water.
Yeah, it doesn't. It's just in a cube. It's a 10-foot cube.
No, that's only for within a container. If it's not in a container, it falls as a rain in a 30-foot cube.
Okay. Well, 30-foot cube, and no, I don't think it moves. It's just, hey, there's rain there now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, but it will extinguish flames.
I believe Sonora was tending to. Fuck. Corona was tending to Flint, who had been knocked out by the incredibly buff Lucky, who, after a few seconds of being roused, he wakes up.
We should probably go find Adar now.
He was up on the roof. I'll go look, I guess. I'm gonna go fly and try to stay behind the buildings to find out where Adar's gone and what the hell he's looking at.
Okay,
so I'm gonna try to stay. Okay, can I do an investigation?
Investigation or perception?
Cool. That is cool. 17.
Yeah, as you jump up and the wings spread and you start to investigate, and very quickly you can find Adar just kind of on the ground, bleeding out a little.
Well, just
big
unconscious.
Kind of scorch. Yeah, big kind of scorch mark on his front clothing.
Can I see what shot him and scorched him?
No, you cannot.
So there is no trace of, I'm assuming, either mercenaries or villagers.
You can see, if you're actively looking, you can see, the footprints some footprints and drag marks where the red circle is, but that's about it.
Yep, gotcha. Well, I am going to go down and, I guess, land by Adar. Who had the healing potions? Because I think we got some healing potions, but I don't think
you had one.
I think I did have one, actually.
Actually, Adar has one.
I mean,
that is true.
If you get Sonora, she can heal him, because if I remember correctly, you said all our spell slots were restored?
Yeah, or Larry. So either one of us could heal him.
Ember has health potions as well.
Give me a sec then.
It was Ember, Magnus, and Adar who had the health potions.
I actually think of that, so I'm going to try to at least drag Adar back towards Larry.
Cool, make a strength saving throw, please.
Which is going to suck, because,
anyone else who is going in the search party to look for townspeople, please roll an investigation or perception check for me, please.
It's not rolling for some reason. Hang on. There we go. Oh, no, that wasn't me. Oh, there we go.
Oh,
16.
shit, that's good. You can kind of, when you start to drag him, it takes kind of a bit of use to getting his way, because you didn't originally think he'd be this, like, kind of heavy, but you get into it. I know Adar's not that heavy, but
Adar's 170 pounds, and he's 6'2", so he's tall.
Yeah, but Magnus isn't that strong.
He's awkward.
Yeah,
Magnus is fairly average in strength, so...
Okay, so...
Larry, Adar got himself into trouble. Can you help him?
Well, I'll handle the investigation thing
what
first.
What happened?
Should I roll another death saving throw, by the way?
Yes, please.
Just out of curiosity? Okay.
That's a pass,
Cool.
Okay.
Oh dear, this looks serious. Hold on. So she casts Healing Word.
I don't think that works.
What the hell?
It's a D4 plus your Wisdom modifier. Just roll a D4 plus your Wisdom modifier.
Right. I don't know what's
You've
wrong
made
with
it worse.
D4 plus what?
Wisdom modifier.
Plus your Wisdom modifier.
What is up with the spell thing? It usually doesn't do that.
I don't know, but it's funny.
I'll wake up on my own, goddammit.
Well, Serena's going to head over as well, because obviously she's heard Adar is injured and kind of like, oh shit.
Well, I'm
So,
conscious
yeah,
of the forehead.
Adar, you kind of like wake up and you're kind of coughing a bit and you smell something burning and crispy. That's not the village.
Yeah.
Also, while you're investigating, you didn't find anyone.
Oh.
Who was it? It was Ember, and like before this happened, as you were investigating, you looked around, gave everything a kind of a quick search, like, and the place is just empty. Any buildings that weren't set on fire, you get the initial impression like people were dragged out. Like there's still kind of food on the few remaining places that aren't on fire. It's like unrolling, starting to smell a bit iffy. As far as you can tell, it's a complete ghost town. Or burning ghost town. Yeah. Cool, and the start is go up.
Is there a chance for Serena to give Adar some healing, or is it all done now?
You can, if you want, you can heal him.
You can probably heal him more.
Adar's gonna get up and uncork his healing potion because he's planning on using that.
Adar, I'll do it. Don't worry. You saved that.
Anyone?
How are you feeling?
Like I got a bolt through the chest.
Is that what happened?
Darling, bolts usually leave little bits of wood and feathers sticking out the end and don't do that.
I meant of the lightning.
Right. Yes, of course.
Who did it to you?
We'll talk about it in a second. I need to get back over there and collect something. I'll explain.
Yes, you shouldn't be moving.
Let somebody else do it. You need to rest.
They don't know what they're looking for. I need a
What
flask.
he just said, darling.
Then tell them.
Does anyone have a flask?
Hang on, Gavin, is there anything nearby that looks remotely like a tavern or a shop that would have a flask?
Like a glass flask, like a vial or something.
There's there were stalls out as well. Like you can, if you rummage through them, you can definitely find like a flask.
Yeah,
not too hard.
I will come back with a ceramic jug. This do?
Good enough for now. Adar's gonna get up and go back to where he saw the portal and the people being let out.
Adar, you shouldn't be moving yet.
I know I shouldn't, but we don't have time.
Don't worry, I'll go with him, Larry.
Okay.
Cool. So
I'll look for people and stuff, mostly stuff.
as
I'm
kind
a
of
thief, guys.
Yep. As Larry and Adar, Serona, I'm not getting that right.
That is right, Serona.
That is right.
Serona.
That is correct.
Yay!
1 point for Gavin.
We're also missing an Anna, I just noticed.
Yes, she dropped out and she's off Skype, so I'm assuming she's having to restart her computer.
Gotcha. All right.
I think right now Larry's gonna probably try and find the others to let them know that they found Adar and that he's hurt.
By the way, kind of at every kind of few paces, you can clearly see the bodies of people, but they don't have heads anymore. Kind of like just strewn across the roads. Like there's
That
one.
looks strangely familiar.
I will mention as people are trying to look for other people, if I pass any of them, that there's not anybody to be found unless they're extremely clever, in which case we're not going to find them anyway.
Mm-hmm. So after a few minutes, Jory and Lucky return to the main group. Both very sad expressions, and they nod their head. And Jory says, "This village has been completely wiped."
I'm going to go back to where I shot the guys, because I shot two of them.
Cool. And yes, Sonora went with you. So you two go. You make your way back easily enough. You can see the track still there, and you can also see the blood on the ground as well.
Since Magnus gave me the courtesy of getting a ceramic jug, I'm going to take two of my arrows out of my quiver. I want to break the heads off of both of them. Or if I can take the heads off and just get them replaced later, I can do that.
You can.
And then I want to scoop up as much blood onto one of the arrowheads and then tuck it in the jug and do the same thing with the other pile.
Make a medicine check for me, please.
Medicine. Come on, big money, no whammies. Absolutely not. I had a 20 on my other roll.
You managed to get a bit of blood, but not too much on it.
He just like scrape.
Yeah.
As long as he got some, he's happy.
You got some.
So in the meantime, so all the people are gone. How about their valuables?
Roll an investigation for me, please.
And his power died. She's coming back.
Yes, I figured it might be something like that.
Wow, what a great last episode, guys.
Lots. Oh, 22!
Wow!
Oh, 20!
Can I have one of those?
Shit. Ooh, fuck.
Too bad Magnus is not looking for survivors.
Yeah, too bad.
I'm looking for survivors as well, but since they're saying there's going to be no one around, I'm mostly looking for valuables. I'm looking for anything interesting, really.
Yeah, so you kind of like, with the aid of your wings and the fact that there's no one really here, you can get things done very quickly and quietly. You begin to look around like the smaller remaining, still standing houses. You don't really find anything, just regular kind of, cutlery, clothing.
I'm also doing that thing where I look underneath haystacks, because if I was hiding...
Looking for needles.
Not needles, but, kids. That's where kids would hide. Haystacks, cellars, root cellars, if they've got them, that sort of thing.
Cool. So, when you investigate this building right here, and it's a tavern. It's a very big, broad tavern, and you look around. You manage to scrape gold out of you manage to find gold behind the counter, about 25 gold and all.
Mm-hmm.
You also find some liquor that was still there, just like a few bottles of cheap mead.
Mm-hmm.
And you also find under a carpet, you find a small cellar.
Ooh, that looks interesting. What's in the cellar?
you kind of like, after you take the rug off the cellar, you try to go for it, but you see that there's a lock.
Well, I will get out my thieves' tools and try to pick that lock. Because
Please.
I should be able to do that. Or, if Ember's around, I could always ask her, but I know we don't have an Anna for the moment. So what do I roll for those?
Straight.
Sleight of hand?
I think it's your dexterity modifier plus your proficiency modifier if it's for locks.
Yeah.
Let me check, because I can't remember if I still can't remember if I took those or if Ember took those. I do. I have thieves' tools proficiencies, so I add +4 to that. So d20 +4 plus dexterity, and my dexterity bonus is going to be 2, so +6. Where's Roll20 gone? $13, because that was a terrible roll.
The lock's not too complicated. Like it's a simple one for like to hide something simple. You kind of pick it really easily, and you open it up, and you can see it like a small, like this kind of small area space that contains wine, but also contains a small child who is currently big, frightened eyes looking up at you. He's kind of backed up against, like, rock.
Of course. It's the horns, isn't it, darling? Is anyone else down here with you? I'm gonna sit down on. I'm gonna sit down on the step and clasp my hands in my lap.
He doesn't say anything, but like you can see him. He reaches for something at his side, and he pulls out a small iron dagger at you. And
That's a good dagger.
He's no response. He's just still, eyes kind of wide. You can tell he's openly terrified.
I'm gonna pull out an apple that I scavenged from the tavern and throw it, and I'll pull out 2 apples. I'll take a bite out of one, and I'll roll the other one towards him.
Make a persuasion check.
I am good at persuasion. This should be okay, I hope. Skills, persuasion.
Just don't botch.
16!
Hey. So for a moment he kind of stays there, he eyes the apple, and then he drops a dagger, goes for it, kind of retreats again, and starts eating.
You should probably pick up the dagger. You might decide that you want it later.
He kind of stops, looks at you, looks at the dagger, and grabs the dagger, and kind of puts it in kind of a holster he has, and goes back to eating the apple.
Come on. My name's Magnus, and I honestly don't know if there's anyone left in this village aside from you, so you might as well come with me. We're heading back to, Gavin, was it Silverkeep on the map?
Silverkeep.
Yeah. We're heading to Silverkeep, and probably better than staying here.
He stops, after he finishes the apple, he looks at you, and he kind of says with a trembling voice, they're all gone. And he keeps muttering it under his breath.
Quite likely, I'm sorry. What's your name?
He looks like he's completely zoned out. He's still repeating the words. They're all gone under his breath, and he just kind of ignores you.
I'm going to crouch down, gently touch his shoulders, and say, "Hey kid, what's your name?"
Make a persuasion check again.
22.
As you get close to him, you can kind of tell. You can clearly see that this is a human child. And he kind of he looks at you straight in the eyes, and he says, Yeah, rogues.
Rogues with proficiency in persuasion.
Yeah. Got them right. And he kind of looks at you and he says, the trembling voice, a little lessened, but still kind of there. And he says, Neil, my name's Neil.
Well, it's nice to meet you, Neil. I wish it had been under better circumstances. Come on. Let's get you out of here. Was any of these your home?
Oh, I was...
Sorry?
He shakes his head and he says, no, I was... My family were traders. We were just passing through.
Where was your wagon, then?
I don't know. And he just kind of, like, trails off, but, like, he starts to get up out of the hole, little sink pit.
Well, I'll take him by the hand, and I'll lead him back out, and I guess I'll try to find the main group now, since I've gathered some gold and looted some apples, and found a kid! Yay!
This is now a daddy.
I guess what's everyone else doing first?
What's Sonora doing while she was with Adar, and what is everyone else doing? Like
trying to avoid looking at the floor and all of the bodies.
Yeah, they're
She's probably holding on to his sleeve lightly to kind of makes it look like she's keeping an eye on him, but a bit more a case of, don't like this.
Make the Constitution saving throw for me, please, Nell.
Sorry, what roll?
A Constitution saving throw.
Oh, great. I'm about to throw up my guts, aren't I?
If we're lucky. I'm hearing an echo again on someone's PC, by the way.
Blue? Oh, okay, that's an 8. As you're kind of like, as you're holding like onto it there and you're passing through the burning village, you can like the smell gets into your nose and then you kind of try and block it. But then you look over to like 2 corpses at the side and it just comes out. You start to shoot.
Yay!
Hey.
So I get done scooping blood off the floor, and I turn around to see a Serona puking.
Mm-hmm.
Is that about the Okay. Yeah, it's not too pleasant, is it?
Not really, no.
They'll get what's coming to them eventually.
So, sorry. What was Kriv doing?
Run into any of the others yet? So he's still looking for survivors. And any dead he comes across, he probably is gonna give a little prayer to. And he's also looking for any evidence of some familiar bastards, if he finds any. Any evidence at all on the bodies.
Make a perception check for me, please.
Is that
a perception check at disadvantage?
Perception or investigation?
Perception.
Alright. Let me open up my character sheet. There we go.
9.
9.
God damn it. I'm horrible.
Nope,
you were distracted.
You were distracted. This kind of being the opposite of what, like, you've dedicated your entire life to, or at least a majority of it, with your kind of paladinhood, it just rocks you on a corner. You can't really concentrate that well. Well, as far as people know, you can't find any.
Yeah.
What was Larry
Mostly I'm
doing?
just going around saying prayers to the dead.
As I said, Larry, I think she was trying to find the others to let them know that they'd found Adar and that he was attacked. And right now she's probably doing that while trying to ignore all the bodies around her. Kind of like Serona, it's kind of
Make
getting
a
to her.
Constitution saving throw for me, please.
Okay.
If your character has a weak stomach,
Hey.
they've got a weak stomach. Oh, yeah. You kind of, on the odd occasion, you do glance at one of the bodies, and you kind of feel disgusted to the core, but then you hold it in.
Who do you think she runs into first?
Probably Jory and Lucky and Flynn, because they've convened in the centre of the town.
Okay.
They all went out searching and spreading out, and they have turned up nothing.
Okay.
Then Magnus would probably get back. Who? Just everyone make an initiative check for me to see who would get back first.
So that's a dex roll, isn't it?
Oh.
Yep.
13 again.
I forget, how do we do an initiative throw without tokens?
You just roll 1d20 plus your dexterity modifier.
18.
Okay.
Oh, and Gavin, have you
Yes.
opened up the beast-shaped form to Herenya so she can view it?
Sorry.
Yeah. Do that, because I spent, that was the last thing I did before I went to bed.
I'm so good. Okay. There you go. Okay, so Magnus gets back first to kind of see the solemn and grim faces on Flint, Lucky, and Jory. That kind of change a little when they see you actually have someone with you.
So, hello, darlings. This is Neil. His family were traveling through when, well, I suppose everything else happened. He was hidden in the cellar. Smart kid.
Jory kind of
Neil,
nods.
this is Jory. She's Lucky. She has wonderful skin. And that's Flint.
Jory kind of nods and he says, "I'm glad at least someone survived it. We will protect you, child, and get you back to civilization." And he kind of takes him from you. You know, he kind of holds out his hand, and Neil, seeing that they're with you, he looks up at you and looks back at Jory and takes his hand.
On the way back from the attack site, I guess, Adar's assuming that Serona doesn't know Elvish, so he's going to mutter a prayer to his deities in Elvish.
Sonora, do you know Elvish?
I need to check that.
He's assuming that you don't, because I have no idea.
I have no idea where I put my freaking languages.
It's in her background.
Oh, well,
It's
there
on
we
the
go.
background.
Yeah, I think you do know Elvish. I think we agreed on that when we made Sonora.
Serona.
I haven't written my languages in here for some odd reason. Oh yeah, I do know Elvish.
Oh, so you do? Interesting.
There you go.
Alright.
She'll probably, at the end, I guess if there's equivalents of, amen, she'll kind of say it with you.
I can tell you what he says. He'll basically say, Sahanin, shroud us from my enemies. Shavaresh, assure me that I will get the chance to strike at them again. Forlon, protect us all.
Yeah, she'll probably just say protect us all with you at the end.
He gives you a very narrow look.
Nell, you can have inspiration for that.
Yay!
Do you know of the Seldarian? He continues in Elvish.
Not quite.
Interesting. And he just keeps walking.
Cool. The two of you get back around the same time, and you see that you see Magnus kind of talking with Jory, Lucky, and Flint, and you can see if another person, a small human child, kind of holding Jory's huge hand.
Looks like you found the award for cleverness. Who found him?
That would be me, darling.
Well done.
Well, if I was hiding from mercenaries, a cellar would be a perfect place.
For a time, yeah.
Well, one covered with a rug and locked is always a fairly good starting place, yes.
Fair enough. Like I said, only the lucky, or I guess you could say the not so lucky, and the clever would be left.
Possibly all of them.
Alright, and around this time, Herenya and Larry and Kriv, you get back to the group.
Can we do a sweep through looking for any other similar hidey holes? Because I more or less stopped at that one.
I'm sideways.
Cool. You can.
I don't know how this happened.
You can make an investigation check with advantage.
Sure.
There we go. So wait, what are we doing? Sorry.
15.
Magnus is looking for any other hidey holes.
Okay.
I guess I'll roll an investigation just because. A 10. Adar is not looking very hard.
Adar doesn't give a fuck.
Oh no, he cares, but he seems distracted.
Yeah, having a big burning hole in your chest will do that, yeah.
Should Larry investigate?
If you want. Magnus can tell you what to look for if you want to know.
Okay.
Yeah, you can roll with advantage.
Around what time of day is it, Gavin?
It's about midday.
Yay!
Ooh. It's
Larry,
midday.
20.
It's getting dark soon.
Wait, midday getting dark soon, so it's mid-afternoon?
Yes, I am an idiot.
Okay, cool.
Oh
Mid-afternoon.
wow,
So-
for once Larry's actually perceptive.
Larry's
Yeah.
really good at this.
Larry is a bloodhound. No, you
Well, I
kind
guess
of
living in the forest will do that.
You could
Yeah,
technically beast shape into something that has a really good sense of smell.
That's
and
true.
start tricking. But
That is true.
give the town a kind of once over all together as a group, and you look for hidey holes. You get them, but it's kind of like for you get like for gold and stuff, that kind of thing. People hiding gold, whiskey, books, that kind of thing. Altogether, if you take the gold, you get about 10 GP and 5 silver.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just letting Magnus handle the gold.
Well, considering I've got the tally right here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so what are you doing as a group now after you finished the sweep?
We need to leave. We need to cover our tracks and get as deep into the forest as near to Silverkeep as we can before night hits.
Is anyone good at covering tracks, darling? I have to admit it's not one of my strong points in forests.
Larry probably would be. She lived in a forest.
I was going to say, Larry can droidcraft everything behind us to make it look normal.
Oh yeah.
Well, Adar actually had a suggestion for Larry.
Yes.
Do you know of any druidic safe havens that might be nearby in this forest?
You only kind of druid, and like that you are associated with. As far as you know, they're not in this particular region, not yet. They do kind of come around this time of year, but you haven't gotten it. You'd usually get word when they return, and you haven't gotten any yet.
Okay. So.
Well, if we're leaving, darling...
Would Kriv know of any safer areas in that forest?
Safe? Not particularly. It's kind of... There are various different animals and a few bandits out there still, so you really...
Adar would be specifically mentioning places that would be obscured and hard to see. Like, hard to discern that that's a campsite over there.
Those are the places usually taken over by bandits.
Point.
The most safest route you would probably know is the roads because they're actually guarded. And yeah, the roads are usually guarded at this point. You haven't really run into any. The main road back to Silverkeep would be your safest bet.
Darling, if I might suggest, we should get to the road, camp off the road.
You could literally get to Silverkeep within about 20 minutes or so if you run fast enough.
Oh, really? Okay. I thought it took longer.
If we can run, then that's fine.
Let's make haste back to somewhere with walls, darling. That aren't these walls.
Well, if we're going to be taking a road, I would stress high skepticism of anyone.
Darling, it's me you're talking to here.
I know, but the entire group isn't you.
I'll be back in a sec.
More's the pity.
Cool. So, I need to go to the restroom for a minute, so...
Okay, so 5-minute break, guys?
Yeah.
Okay.
Guys, we'll be back in 5.
Right,
Ish.
5.
Kitty.
By the way, Kendra, you've been asked some questions in the chat and comments of the event, so you might want to go head over and have a look. Well, that was remarkably little combat.
Adar shoots people and gets struck by lightning. End of combat.
Yes. Adar shoots people, gets knocked out. Oops.
Yeah, that went about how I expected it to.
Yep.
Because I knew I was going to botch some very important rolls at some point.
And now you have a hole in your chest.
Well, I have a scorch mark on my clothes.
I actually just realized Kriv has 2 health potions.
That's okay.
Yeah, I mean, Adar had a health potion.
I have 2 of them. I
and
haven't
just
used
used
them.
that.
Yeah, we just didn't use it because Magnus went, oh yeah, people have healing, I'll go talk to them. Which, to be fair, I only gave him a 25% chance of figuring out if he'd have to have rolled above a 15, so 16 or higher. And I went, okay, well, he actually thought of it. Yay!
So Magnus.
The sun has finally risen and it's blinding me.
Well, it's set a long time ago where I am, so you know. You stole my
I
sun.
woke up at 3. I woke up at 3 for this session.
Yeah, fair enough.
And I've been sleeping until like 10, like, at least. Because I got
love
the
you,
job, I don't need to
Kendra.
wake up early.
Yeah, I woke up today at 11.
It's all worth it for the drama. And the
Yeah, it's definitely
feels.
not going to get worse. Definitely not going to get
I
worse.
cannot tell you much, but right now all the Kriv feels in my heart right now are like just cringing.
Mhm.
I cannot tell you much more than that though.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
Gavin understands. Gavin
I do.
understands.
I understand.
By the way, Gavin, did you get to read the thingy I sent you at all?
I can only give it a quick look over because my computer is terrible.
So you made use of the quick reference sheet I provided. Nice.
Yes, and I will in the future.
Matt, you would be so proud of me.
Would I? Okay.
I have the revised history, and it's like I think it's 5 pages long.
Wow,
with,
that's
like,
impressive.
With like bullet points and stuff, but the quick reference sheet is barely over a page.
It's a lifesaver. It's just so easier.
Here's 1,000 years of history condensed into a tiny little thing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, like 100 or so.
I mean, there's like nifty information in the revision, but you can get by with the quick reference sheet. That's what it's for.
Adar's allergic to cheese.
Yes,
Awesome!
absolutely.
I buy 2 wheels for future reference.
It makes him sneeze a lot.
Yeah, that's
Awesome.
Yeah, he now is disadvantaged for all attack rolls.
And all stealth checks.
I'll self-check.
Hey Adar, I've got some blue cheese here.
Oh, that one makes me cough uncontrollably. It's different for all kinds of cheese.
Clearly,
It's like kryptonite with Superman.
clearly we must experiment. All the cheese.
Cheese for everyone.
What about cheesecake, though?
Oh, you don't want to know what happens with that one.
That makes him really snuggly. Like, really snuggly.
Serona starts feeding him cheesecake.
There you go, Magnus. There you go, Magnus.
Please don't. Please don't.
Oh my god.
Come on, we know that ship's been going for a little while, yeah?
Let's face it, there were all the ships going, right? All the ships
I think
have
everyone's
sailed.
been paired with everyone. At least once.
Really?
Yeah.
Like in their head, would this work? No, let's switch that out for somebody else. It's been thought of.
So far, I have not heard anyone / Kriv and Serona. So far.
I just thought
Rule
everyone
34,
wanted
it
to
is
be,
now done.
I just thought everyone wanted to be with Flint. That's advice, and how can you not? He's such a
He
man.
doesn't love the dwarf.
He's
Yes,
also
but darling,
a married
He
man.
dwarves.
His wife
You
will
can't
kill
have a
him if
game
he does
without
anything.
dwarves. It's just it's thing.
Yeah, his wife would probably end you all.
I want to meet his wife.
Sorry, had to feed my cat because he would not shut up.
Well, that's
alright.
okay. That's why we took a break.
It's okay. We all took a break. It's good.
Have you ever had a cat scream at you for food?
Yes.
Yeah.
I have a cat
Ours
with me
does it
for
all the time.
everything.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Cool.
1 minute.
Serona. Not Serona.
There we go.
Herenya, my cat is part.
Alright,
Herenya, my
so
cat is part Siamese. They
Oh.
scream all the time.
And he just knocked over my camera. Ow!
Oh.
Kitty,
Aw.
can you not, cat?
okay, so what I got from the group was you're going to take the main road.
Back to Silverkeep.
We're trying to
Cool.
get to as far to Silverkeep as we can before nightfall.
Oh, you fools! And so you fly.
That poor cat.
I'm sure someone is carrying the kid because the kid's not going to be able to keep up.
Yeah, no, Jory's
Jory.
gonna take
Yeah,
them off.
picture he's doing like shoulders on.
Yeah, he totally would do that.
He's
I
playing
would
pony.
say that Kriv would I would actually say Kriv would suggest that once we get to Silverkeep, that they take the kid to the Temple of Eldith, where he's sure someone would take care of the kid.
Hmm. Yes, probably they do. They do that kind of thing there.
No, we're gonna
Magnus
turn
has
this into.
no idea.
We're gonna turn this
They're good
into, you know, 3 men and a child kind of thing. The entire campaign out is trying to raise this child between us.
Well, wouldn't it be 3 men, 3 women, a dwarf, a rogue, and a baby?
Yeah. It's a new sitcom.
You know that
Oh,
old
God.
story.
So you guys wanna get back into it, or do you wanna wait a couple minutes and see if Anna comes back?
Did we? What was the latest on Anna?
Yeah,
Her
have you
power's
talked to her?
still out, and she signed off of Skype on her phone, so that way she can save battery time.
Yeah.
That's what I got a little bit ago.
Because I've seen her pop on a couple of times and then go away again.
Yeah, she's offline right now.
Just for the record, Ember is standing beside her brother, like just kind of saying nothing.
I think we can just imagine that Ember is being as Ember as usual, and then if Anna has anything she wants to say, Magnus would know, but no one else would. Like if she's really, really bothered by this, Magnus would know and no one would. I feel like that makes no sense.
Yeah.
Because Magnus knows how his sister copes.
Yeah.
Mostly.
So
Mostly.
they each have secrets.
Yeah.
Yes, we have a few secrets from each other.
Magnus is actually a fish.
No,
I
that's
knew it.
Kriv, darling.
Yeah,
Kriv
Chris.
is...
You mean a catfish?
Yes.
It's a trap!
I don't
He's a
understand
red
where
herring.
that comes from, but...
Neither do
Catfishing
I.
is when you pretend to be someone else online in order to gain benefit, like extorting money out of them.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, that.
It's an identity scam, usually an identity plus fake relationship online scam.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so
And
we'll
then
get
it's a
back.
trap is just really iconic.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we'll just get
Adar,
back.
it's a trap. Well, we knew that.
Yes, just walk over it.
Just Magnus makes a really big show. It's a trap. Okay.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah. Good
Adar is
job.
now covered in spaghetti and glitter. Not sure why, but there you go.
I'll just throw something on it and trigger it, and then we can go.
All right, so we'll get back into it.
Sure.
You guys take the main road. Really, no trouble until you get. It takes about 20-ish minutes since all of you, I imagine, you're all rushing back.
Basically.
Moving at a fast pace, I think.
Not like flat out running, but yeah.
No.
Right.
Yeah.
You'll get there in about.
And,
No, go ahead. What are you going?
Well, I was going to say, we're moving swiftly, but not so swiftly as to attract undue attention.
Because Magnus is an expert at that velocity.
Yes. Yeah, so you get there within about 25-ish minutes. So you don't really meet anyone on the road. It's empty. But until the last kind of stretch back, you begin to see people coming down the road on horses, a small patrol. And then-
Adar will flag them down.
I have my hood up.
Right. So the patrol kind of stops. There's about 6 or 7 men, and they the one who's the leader, he's got kind of a goldish armor on, and he kind of looks down at the group, and he's blonde, and he's human, and he says, sorry, let me just, there we go, sorry, he says, I'm a terrible DM, he says, ho there, travelers, have you after come from the city down the way there?
Not from it, no. We are a group of what's the word? Initiate watchers? Like, what would be the word for initiate watchers with Watcher, Flint, and Lucky as guides? We completed our mission, came back from the town, and it was attacked by the Black Blades mercenary group. You'll probably need an arcanist to go with you. They somehow opened a stable portal down
there. His face kind of, like, his brow furrows, and he says, "This day just keeps getting worse. Be careful if you get back into the town. There's trouble in there."
What happened?
If you go out there, make sure there's more than just 6 of you.
He nods and he kind of looks back to another, a younger kind of man, and he says, "Byron, go back into town and get some more guards. We'll meet you back in the meet you in Two Flower."
Gavin, do I recognize any of the guards?
You do not.
Oh, awesome! I like that.
Kriv would ask the guards what happened in town.
How there's been some kind of explosion in the market. We don't really know what happened. As we were prepared to set out to investigate the rising column from Two Flower, there was an attack in the market. He stutters and he's a bit speechless for a second, and he just looks off and he nods and he shakes his head and he goes, I apologize, but I have to go investigate the town. Be safe if you head back in."
Well, since there's a patrol now behind us, Adar will look at the group and say, or as they're traveling, he will mention, "So, which one of you thinks that explosion was a distraction?"
It seems likely.
Well, darling, I would, but frankly, I'm a suspicious bastard.
And do you continue?
I don't see any reason not to.
I do have a proposition to make to all of you, now that I think about it.
Well, we're all ears, darling, figuratively speaking.
Once we get back to the Watchers, I say so long as our interests align, we should keep this group together. We work well together. We did well in a pinch. I don't think any initiate group would have been able to handle what we just handled back to back.
Well, darling, I don't think we have much of an option in any of that, do we? Flint?
You kind of pipes up. Yeah, pretty good together.
Well, I meant in terms of staying together as a group. I'm pretty sure we get assigned jobs. It's not really up to us to say what happens.
Once you get lumped in with another group of initiates, you're stuck with them for the most part.
So, when you say another group of initiates, are you talking this group or like another group?
No, you're stuck with each other.
Oh, wonderful. Well,
sometimes you'll get assigned.
In that case, it could be worse.
There's no other people I'd rather be stuck with.
You hear Lucky sigh.
You keep thinking that, Larry. It's a... Don't ever
Optimism
not
is
think
hard to find.
That, what that?
Yeah, you hear Lucky just sigh.
I sort of give the Adar look of, is she real?
He gives you a mimicking look of, I'm not sure anymore.
Larry's a synth.
That's brilliant.
Larry.
Okay, so as you
and
get
Larry's
back into...
just confused.
Yeah.
Well, this list literally goes over her head.
Yeah.
This is true.
But
you all get disadvantage for everything for that.
Yeah. So we get.
I wasn't part of that. I've been keeping my mouth shut.
Yeah, Kriv doesn't feel right by that joke. It doesn't sit well with him.
I don't think Kriv saw the joke.
No joke. No, he doesn't joke usually. Not much, anyways.
What is
He'll think. Yeah. So you head back into town, and as you kind of get through the, hang on, let me change map.
Ooh, hello.
Ooh, color coded.
I know,
Yeah.
very exciting.
Ooh, fancy.
As you get back into, as you get back into town, you kind of go through the south gate along the road, and there are two guards there. And as you approach, they kind of cross their swords at the small the gate, and one of them shouts in a low tone, "What's your business here?"
If no one else is going to
Oh,
speak,
I'm letting Adar do it.
Okay, Adar's being quiet in case anyone else wants to speak. But the second he gets the gist that no one else is talking, he's like, "Group of initiates for the Watchers returning back with Watcher Larry, or not Larry, Lucky and Flint." Adar says it correctly, not like me.
Of course. The guardsman kind of his face flickers a bit, and he goes, "Oh, apologies, my lord. There's been trouble in the city, and everyone's on high alert now."
Yes, now everyone's on high alert.
Mm-hmm.
Always the way after a crime.
It's fine. Let's get a move on.
So as you're, what's everyone's passive?
What's everyone what?
I think he asked for passive perception.
Oh.
I think Magnus is a 9.
Magnus would be terrible.
you
Yeah,
even
Magnus
figure
is
that
about a
out?
9. It's on your character
It's
sheet,
10 plus your perception.
which in my case is -1.
What plus my?
It's
What plus perception?
Plus your wisdom modifier.
Yeah.
10
if
plus
you're
your
What plus
proficient in it.
wisdom? 10.
10
Mine's
plus
I'm
your
not
wisdom
proficient.
modifier.
Mine's 13.
Mine's 15.
Mine's 11.
11 here as well.
Was it there again?
13 and Larry's was a 15.
Okay, Larry, as you're kind of going into town, you can see one of the guardsmen. He kind of, a few more guardsmen have appeared, kind of getting ready to probably go to where this explosion happened, and you can kind of see one of them whisper to the other one, and they're looking at Jory as they're doing this, and one of them kind of points, and the man who originally pointed, he kind of shoves him off, and the other man just leaves.
That was weird.
What was weird, darling?
It looked like those guards were looking at Jory.
Jory kind of, he hears this, and he kind of, like, his eyes kind of wide open for a second, and he's got kind of like a cloak on, and as he does that, he kind of like pulls it down a bit over his armor.
Is everything okay, Jory?
He nods and says, "Yes, everything's fine. Let's just keep moving. I want to."
He's been gone for a while. We can settle everything once we get back to the Watchers and report in.
Having looked at his armor, are there any insignias on it that I might recognize?
Make an intelligence check.
Just intelligence, huh? So how do you do an intelligence check? You just roll intelligence, and do I add anything to it?
You can add your proficiency modifier if you're proficient in intelligence.
Which I am. So if I'll just roll it as a save, because that'll add it in automatically.
Fair enough.
Not 20.
24! Haha!
Not 20.
Jory had, like, on the uppermost side of on his breastplate, there was a kind of symbol of a dragon, and you know this is the symbol of a knight of the for the court of Milgar, which is the continent up in the north of this area, far north. Was traveled by sea to get there.
And that's the one that's at war with everyone, isn't it?
That's the one that's currently at war with the Elven Empire. Yes.
Oh, with the Elven Empire.
The Empire.
The one that we're in. Gavin, I can't hear what you're saying.
Elven Empire.
Sorry, I only heard Empire at the end of that.
Yes, it's part of the... Yeah, Silverkeep is technically at war with Milgar.
Ah, okay.
It is... Sorry. An actual map ready. Just gonna...
Gonna move a few things.
Can you see the map?
Yes, I can.
Like this is just kind of a small section map. At the top right here, that is the south end of Milgar.
Right, and we're, I'm assuming, over here in the southwest.
Okay, so we're over here somewhere.
I'm assuming we're right there, actually. That's our coastline.
Alright,
No,
cool.
You're here.
Oh, we're here.
Where?
where's
Way over here.
Where's
There's
over
tiny
where? I
little
can't
one
see
here.
it. Where? I can't
Gavin
see it.
tapped right here. South.
Oh, there! Wow, southeast.
Mm.
Wow, okay. That's quite far away.
We are so tiny.
Well, yeah.
Alright.
Like a sovereign ground to the Elven Empire. Just like to take over places, you know.
I'm gonna walk up and take Neil's hand. Long way from home, aren't you, darling? I'm gonna mutter to Jory.
He eyes you.
I'm not staring at him. I'm pointedly not looking at him.
Well,
So that basically it's we're having a conversation, but we're not actually having a conversation because I really don't want to draw attention to us right now.
Can
Hopefully
I
he'll
overhear
understand that.
this? Can
He
I
doesn't
overhear this at all?
Make a perception check.
Yeah, I am being quiet about it.
Magnus, you roll a stealth check, and Adar, you roll a perception check.
Okay.
Fantastic.
What did you roll? I'm not having
A 14.
Ah, okay. 22.
Yeah.
Sorry.
You do not.
Maybe I can overhear Jory's end of the conversation like a
Maybe.
one-sided phone call.
Do so well. He looks at Magnus and he says, "What? Do you mean?"
Darling, your armor, it's sort of, Well, didn't I hear something about a war?
He looks away, and he kind of mutters under his breath, "War's not important now. There's an explosion. People are dying, and I'm going to help."
Well, in that case, darling, you might want to find a way of covering that up with more than a cloak. Personally, I suggest mud. No one suspects mud.
He stops for a second, and then he just continues.
What?
Is there a problem?
Nobody
By any
suspects Mud.
chance?
Nothing that can't be solved with a bit of mud, darling.
Your mom wants me to take you
I'll take that as a no.
drive down to Ivy Tech again. So
Okay.
make sure to, hopefully the building's open. We'll walk in and make sure we find your classes.
Okay. Well,
You'll be ready.
after my D&D session.
When's that?
I don't know.
You
Probably.
don't know when you're doing D&D.
I'm doing it right now. I mean, I don't know when it ends.
How long does it normally last?
It can be like 3 hours.
About an hour.
An hour-ish, probably.
Yeah,
Sorry.
about an hour.
About an hour-ish, probably.
Okay. Well, he's gone, so. Sorry.
Okay, well there you go.
Yeah, fine.
So,
Yeah. He just says nothing. He walks on, and he lets you take Neil as well. So where is everyone going? You're heading back to tower.
Adar would suggest that they send some errand boy to let the commander know that they're back and they'll be reporting in shortly. And he suggests that everyone go bathe.
It's more than likely though because the Watch are essentially they would more than likely be at the site. They would probably be sending out, because they are kind of like pseudo guardsmen as well. They would probably be helping, and if there are people injured, tending to their wounds.
So is there any, like, I don't know, person wandering around delivering messages?
How about this? I flag down a street urchin, give you 2 copper to run a message to the Watcher's Keep. Sorry, I'm in the wrong accent again for some reason. Not sure why. Clearly, I've got Tebron in my head right now. But yes. Hey kid, want to earn 2 coppers?
Say this to a random person, or
Street urchin, 2 coppers.
He nods excited and says, "Yeah."
Sorry, out of character, what was the keep that we were meant to clear out? Did we ever get we got a name for it, didn't we?
Fort Racker, I think.
Fort Racker?
Racker.
Run up to the Watchers Guild and tell them that the group from Fort Racker will be returning shortly. I hold out 2 coppers.
He nods, he takes it hurriedly, and he runs along.
Cool. That's 2 out of our communal stash from what we basically picked up on the adventure, so I figure that's copper well spent.
Yeah.
Even if he doesn't get there, it's all of 2 copper.
Okay, so you guys heading towards... You can clearly see there are guardsmen and kind of other people heading towards...
I suggest we don't bring the kid with us there, in case there are unpleasant things that the kid would see.
Are we passing?
So if you would like, Chris,
Darling,
make him go ahead separately and take him to the temple.
I was going to say,
needs any more hunting.
Well, he doesn't need to go through the market, but I was going to say, because of my background, one of the things I have is the urban thing feat, where I can just say, let's get really quickly through the back alleyways to the keep, avoiding all the regular guard patrols.
Yeah, we can do that.
We go this way, darling. I lead everyone down an
alleyway.
alleyway.
About the kid.
We
will keep him away from the market, but I would suggest we get everyone back to a place of safety before we venture out, even to drop him off.
Okay.
What was Serona gonna say?
Alright.
Yeah.
I was about to say it was the whole thing of, well, we could pop him by the church, but we got a thing anyway, so it's fine.
Yeah. I mean, if we want, I could probably get us to the church faster, avoiding the guards, but Magnus wants to keep Jory away from the guards.
Okay.
So
For the time being,
he's going to suggest going to the keep first.
Take him separately. Kriv would take him separately while the rest of you go your way. So that's what Kriv is suggesting.
for the time
Because he
being,
knows the temple very well.
For the time being, I suggest we get back to Silver Keep, wash up, get some food in his stomach, and then we can send him to the church in the morning. I don't think Silver Keep will mind too much one extra body, and I fancy the defensive positions of Silver Keep more than I do the church.
The Watchers Keep, you mean?
Yeah. Yeah, the Watchers Keep, whatever.
Cool.
It's just called the Watcher's Keep.
Yep. Okay.
As you wish.
Well, I'm okay with that.
The black section in the middle is the market district, and that's where a lot of the guards are heading towards, and a few
We'll
other
avoid
people.
that.
Cool. So you guys are heading towards the Watcher's headquarters, is that correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Is that the blue circle?
That's the
Or the
blue
pink
circle.
circle. Okay, blue
The
circle.
pink circle is the church, is Kriv's church.
Cool.
So you head back. A lot of
You're fuzzed out again, Gavin.
as you head through the streets, you hear the whispers of oh, there's an explosion. What's happening? Where are the guards? That kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And thanks to Magnus, you can get through the streets fairly easily. Let me just do something very quick.
Yeah, basically I halved the travel time in urban areas. So.
You get there within about like five minutes with his help, and you can actually see kind of the Watcher guardsmen with their kind of like their black plate with the eye on it, lifting people. They've got like the kind of stretchers out, kind of like hastily made stretchers, and they're bringing people from into the keep.
Neat.
And
Adar's...
as you enter, you can see the training room, which is like the front kind of foyer. Like all of the stuff has been moved aside, and there's just on the ground like a makeshift medical kind of place, and a bunch of shrines erected around, and people tending to wounds. And it's just utter like chaos. There's people running around everywhere.
Adar's just gonna go to the private bathing facilities that they have.
In the back of the keep, you can get there very easily. You just right. What's everyone else doing as when they see this?
Well, so much for peace and quiet then, darling.
As kind of you say that, Flint, Lucky, and Jory, like they've got a look of horror and they like start to kind of move around and start assisting people, and it's not pretty. Like if you from what you see, you can see people without whole body parts gone, like arms are gone, and there's Adar, Kriv, and Larry. You instantly smell, like, or feel, or however you interpret magic. You feel something dark and powerful magic, like just exuding from this place.
What, from the keep?
The people specifically.
Like they've been attacked by it.
Like they've been attacked, and if you on closer inspection, you can see you see a man, you see like kind of like an elderly gentleman. His arm is completely gone, but kind of like where the explosion happened, you can see kind of a bright blue glow that's kind of radiating on and off.
Instead of immediately ditching the group, since everyone is just emaciated and horrified, whenever Adar sees this, he will cast Silent Image to block the view from the kid.
I'm actually going to turn to Kriv and say, darling, perhaps we should get Neil over to the church today.
Yes, I know the mother there would be very good to take care of him. I know her very well.
Kriv, you know there is actually a small shrine of Eldar erected, and you can see a familiar figure among the kind of the clerics and healers as well. The kind of mother chapter figurehead of the Eldar Church here, Saskia, and she's kind of like, you can clearly see her bending down, like tending to the wounds of someone.
All right, Magnus, stay here with the child. The mother's over there. Let me go talk to her for a moment.
We'll be, darling, we'll be in the mess area, hopefully away from here. So I'm going to walk Neil. I'm assuming Adar's coming with me, but I'm an Ember. But I'm basically going to walk Neil through to the other area where hopefully there will be less bodies.
Yeah, and Adar is just bending the image so that way he can't see anything.
Right, you can get him in. Yep.
So Larry, upon seeing the blue glow coming from the one guy and just the feeling of magic from all of them, would she I feel like that she would, between being horrified, would try to see if she can identify what sort of magic this is.
Make an Arcana check for me, please. Yes. So as you're doing that, you get him in without no problem. He doesn't really put up much of a fight. He's kind of, he's been very silent this entire time. He just goes with you.
I'm also going to pull out a deck of cards and see if I can tempt him into a card game over some food.
All right. There's no one unattending at the mess hall. But
I'm pretty sure.
You can take food.
Yeah. We'll work our way around that.
Yeah. No, like you can just take food whenever you want because like it's there, but like they probably got the kitchen staff.
Yep.
Okay, I rolled a 16.
16. Magic. From what you can tell, it's evocation, like direct contact spells with elements. Like you can, you get it, and it has a lot of elements. It has. Sorry, I actually need to check because I need to stop babbling. Evocation in like nature. It's some form of ice spell, but there's something else there. There's some other magic behind it, but you can't tell what exactly that is. Its nature is.
Just a quick question. Is there any link between the dark feeling I got from that magic and the dark feeling I got from the bolt that hit me in the chest? Because I'm more intimately familiar.
You can...
I was just going to ask that.
You can... It's different, but it's the same in a kind of way, like... The kind of energy you feel, it's similar, but in a different kind of... It manifests itself in a different way.
Okay.
Oh, do we have an Anna?
We might have an Anna.
Yeah, I'm just sending her a message.
All right.
She's back on Skype.
Type down a quick rundown for her while Serona and Kriv do their thing.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, what was Serona going to do?
I'm just going to mute my mic, guys.
She'll probably go with, I guess, help Magnus with Neil.
Right. So
she'll be much better with him than I am.
Yes, probably. Alright, well that's happening. Kriv, you stroll up to Mother Saskia. She's getting up from like some kind of stitching of someone's leg, and she looks up. She's drenched in kind of sweat, and she kind of offers you a small smile. Just, oh, Kriv, you're here. Hello. Sorry.
Hello, Mother. I'm sorry to troubling time, but we just returned with a child whose parents were lost in a tragedy. I was wondering if perhaps you could take sanctuary in the town.
He kind of nods and she says, I'll see what I can do, but I have to attend, as you can see, and she stretches out her hand and to the crowd of people who are still moaning, like in pain. I have to attend to other matters first, and then I'll discuss of the child. And you can, like, as she says that, like, there's a scream, and she says, yes, later, and she runs over.
Kriv would actually like to try people because he does have a proficiency in medicine, so he would like to help them.
You can,
help wounds and stuff.
Like, you can, like, go up to someone and one of the people, like, one of the kind of watcher specific clerics or one of the few others and say, like, to help, and they point you where over to go, and you can assist some people. So roll a medical check for me, please.
Okay. Good.
We probably don't have an Anna, incidentally.
Lagging.
Huh?
Yeah, I'm not rolling very well.
So you start to, like, you can do bait. You can't do anything amazing, but like you can do simple bandagings and stuff to help ease the pain a little. Nothing like specific. Like you just give general help to other people.
Yeah, that's fine.
Right. So back with the other group, you're sitting down at one of the long tables. There's a few people there's not many. Like there's a few kind of other people in here. Like they brought a few of the people who were mended to at least some better extent, and they've given them some food and water. You see some other members of like the watch who are mainly like the healers, taking a break. And Neil's just kind of sitting there, like blank eyes. He's said nothing for the entire way back. Kept his head down. Yeah.
Well, so who's all with the kid? Just Sirona and Magnus, and I'm assuming Ember?
I'm assuming Ember as well at the moment.
Yeah.
Adar, since he's staring off into space, Adar would like to pull whoever is willing aside for a moment to talk about. Because if they don't want to leave the kid, then he's not going to make them.
Magnus will not leave.
Okay.
I guess he can pull Serona aside. She's probably trying to, like, cheer him up the best she can, but obviously with the situation it's a little kind of half-hearted because she's also a little shaken by the entire experience.
Well, in that case, I guess Adar would just address them both quite frankly. I don't like the idea of sending the kid to a temple while all this stuff is going on. Just me personally.
Sorry, Gav, incidentally, at some point, Anna wants Ember to go out into the city and start poking around and investigating and trying to find out what's going on, what's happened with the explosion, and she wants to find out, well, in her mind, whether or not she wants to stick around Silverkeep or leave.
Okay,
Eventually. It doesn't have to be right now, but that's what she wants Ember to do.
If you need her to roll any check, you're going to have to do it for her, Gavin.
Yeah, but the point is she might vanish at some point and go into town and start poking around because that's what she does.
Okay. In that case, after the kid's gotten some food, he'll just address Magnus and Sirona a bit quietly to be slightly more respectful because he doesn't think the kid's paying attention anyway. He's basically going to say, I don't like the idea of sending a kid to a temple while all this chaos is going on. It's way too easy for him to just get snatched up in the middle of things.
Darling, he could be snatched up anywhere. Trust me, I know.
That's the problem, is where else is he going to be able to go? He can't stay here, can he?
That would be up to the Watchers. But they have guards rather than priests.
So
everyone who's with Neil, make a perception check with me, please.
Cool.
Mine's gonna suck.
That's a... What?
Oh, 19! I rolled a natural 20!
Still better than me.
Yeah, only because I rolled a nat 20.
Oh, Lord, I'm so
Magnus is the most perceptive right now.
Oh, this is terrible. What's going on, you guys? This is my worst stat.
Right, give me a second.
Well, while Gavin's checking, so Serena's kind of thinks like, do you think Flynn and his wife may be up to possibly adopting him into their store?
Well,
maybe he could be they could train him as a runner.
They would also need to possibly work on changing his identity, too. The Blades don't like survivors. If you've been targeted to be taken, they're going to find you eventually. And I don't think his family just so happened to be passing through as a coincidence.
Okay, sorry, no, I had to deal with something there. So, first off, Kriv, you're still in the main hall, and as that happens, you can see a regiment of guards just walk in, headed by a man in his probably late 40s, early 50s, golden armor, an absolutely stoic look on his face, probably more kind of like the stoic face you would pull, except way more stoic. He just strides in, he ignores all of like the people, and he draws his blade and puts it towards Jory.
Jory's not with us?
No, he was.
No, Jory's out in the main room.
Oh, what do you know?
And kind of like you can hear a gasp as like people are backing away, and Jory rises, and you hear the man saying a deep growl. So it is true what they say: the rats always come back to the scene of the crime.
I recognize that voice, don't I?
Yep, and you can, because of your 19, you can kind of hear the gasping out, like your ears just kind of peck up and you can hear the gasping, and then you can hear a voice you recognize well.
I make sure my back is to the door.
Okay.
Do I notice any sort of reaction from Magnus at all?
He might shift seats, but that's about it.
Okay. Adar doesn't hear anything, I'm assuming, so he's just continuing on.
Yeah, so he has his blade, like, Jory's like slowly raising and turns to look at him, and the man still has his blade raised to like his throat, like upwards, and then he kind of like drops it down and like uses it to shove the cloak off, and it reveals an emblem, and like he pokes the emblem with his sword and he goes, "Savage scum. First you attack the city, and then you kind of where was that? Sorry, I am so disorganized. Right, he has a blade to his. I'm a terrible DM.
What?
Sorry.
You're forgetting this.
No, I had like a file, but it's not here anymore.
Oh no. Don't worry, I've done that. You're like, oh no, frick the name. What's the name?
What's in the box? No. He puts the sword in his chest, and I'm gonna have to improvise here. He says, "It's not bad enough you steal our homes and kill our and leave widows. You have to attack innocents as well." And Jory just like he says nothing, and he kind of he looks at him for a moment, and then he says, "For now, I am not a soldier. I am a healer. Let me heal. I've done nothing wrong." And then he takes the sword from the emblem and puts it like up to his under his throat, and he says, "That's a dirty lie." And is Kriv, are you going to be doing anything?
Kriv or Larry, because Larry's also in that room.
Yeah, Larry's also in the room as well.
Yeah, Kriv would definitely get up. Kriv would get up, and he'd walk like so that he's kind of standing between him, but closer to Jory. And he says, "What's the problem? There are sick people here. Why is there this disturbance?"
There's sick people here because of
Very
this
calm.
man.
I think Larry would.
This man, for a while now, he was held prisoner in a castle by a hag. He had nothing to do with whatever this explosion caused.
This
I
man
can
is
guarantee
the enemy,
that.
and the enemy uses underhanded tactics, like killing innocents, and he looks at them with like this, just like sideways disdain.
A country or a group can be an enemy. The enemies. A single man is a single man making his own choices. Do not blame one man for the conflicts of his own country.
Do you not see his emblem? He is a soldier under the
I
order
know,
of
and
our... He stops.
And who wants to help?
I think at this point Larry gets up and she's...
A piece does not make...
Sorry?
Oh, I was going to say Larry at this point, I think...
He said a piece of armor and emblem. Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah. So at this point, I think Larry, she's standing beside Jory, and she looks up at the man and she tells him, "Either you help these people or you leave. He has done nothing wrong."
I am helping these people by bringing justice to this terrorist.
They don't want justice right now. They want healing.
Make a perception roll with advantage.
Me?
A perception?
Persuasion, sorry.
Persuasion.
Oh dear.
Either one of you can, but like either way, like you get advantage because you're kind of teaming up on him.
Okay, how do I do the advantage?
Just roll and
It
like
just comes up
whichever the
normally,
higher
don't
number is.
Take the highest roll out of the 2 that show up.
Like mine's a 20.
Yeah.
Barry is not very persuasive today.
I have a high
She's
charisma.
never.
I'm a paladin, I have good charisma, so...
I was just going to have one of you roll, but since Kurt roll first, we'll just take the 20.
Incidentally, Magnus is speaking very calmly to Ember in Infernal.
Okay.
Just filling her in what's going in the next room.
Right. Cool. So kind of as you say that, his face, he looks from the two of you to him, and he kind of puts his sword back in his hilt, and he says, he doesn't say anything actually. He looks.
Of course he doesn't.
With disdain, and he points. He looks back to his contingent guard, and he says, "Help, get to the marketplace and help with the assist." And then he just walks out with the guards. And Jory's kind of just left standing there for a second. He takes a deep breath in and he nods to the two of you with a kind of sign of respect. And then he gets back to kind of mending the people, helping around with the. Jesus, I'm not in my right mind today. He starts to help again.
It's alright, Gavin. It's alright, Gavin. Kriv is gonna just pat him on the shoulder, and then he's actually gonna go look for Calder. He's gonna go try and find Calder. You can.
Okay. You look around. He's and you find you ask a few people, and they say that he's gone to the marketplace. He's helping with general organization there. Having his men help. Being a leader.
Alright, he's gonna let Larry know that he's gonna leave the keep to go to the marketplace, because no one has any reason to hurt him right now, so.
Right.
He's gonna go out to the marketplace to talk to Calder after letting Larry know.
Okay, so is anyone else doing anything, or?
Well, I think Ember's about to visibly relax, because I just told her that he went away.
Yep.
That Roland's gone. I'm actually going to sit next to Neil.
Okay.
And ask him, how are you holding up?
He nods and he says in a quiet voice, I'm fine.
Okay. And
Adar raises an eyebrow.
And how are you doing really?
He doesn't say anything. He just sits with his head hung low.
What would you like to do? Now. How old does Neil look, by the way? Rough estimate.
About, probably about 10, 11.
Okay. So probably, given the society that we're in, he'd be getting towards the age where he's starting to think he should be an adult.
Maybe.
Yep. It's just a random guess because modern sensibilities of adulthood at 16 don't really apply in medieval societies.
Yeah.
Cool.
When you
that's
ask
why I'm
him,
asking.
Yeah,
I'm
when you
asking
ask him what he wants, he
Mhm.
looks at you, and you kind of get a better look at him now in this light, and you can see he looks exhausted, and he says, "I really want to go to sleep."
We can arrange that. Come on. I will organize for an extra bedroll or whatever, I suppose. A cot, I suppose. I'm sure I can figure out where to get one of those. I'll rate Flint's. I'll basically raid Flint's store if I need to. And I'll leave an IOU.
He will take that. He will take that with such glee. He's gonna cash in on that one of these days.
I'm sure he will, darling. But he might need to have a chat to his wife first. And yeah, I'll set that up in, I guess, my room because that'll be the easiest. And yeah, let Neil get some sleep.
Adar will follow you up and cast an alarm spell on your room as a ritual, and make it to where it doesn't react to you, Neil, or Ember.
Cool.
And he'll explain that he's warding your room for you three, and it won't sound if it's one of you three are entering or leaving.
Thank you, darling.
Would you like a would you like a audible ring or a mental ping? The mental ping will wake you up if you're sleeping.
I would suggest a mental ping, darling. I don't think we need any more attention being drawn to him.
And he will do that.
Alright. So, what was Serona doing, by the way?
I mean, she was there with them. I guess if Magnus has got the child all sorted, she might go and find Rickard to see if he can make some clothing for the child, so he does, he can have some clean clothing in the morning.
Rickard, he is about. He's he's just handing out blankets and helping the people who were mended sit down and giving them food. And he'll also give you the thing to desire. And he nods and he kind of says, "I'm glad you're okay, mistress. I was worried."
She'll hush him quickly before he says, "Mistress, I'm not here."
He nods, remembering his place.
And then she'll basically just say to him, "If you can find some clothing for a small male child, could you bring it to just outside Magnus's door?"
He raises an eyebrow.
That they rescued a child who, at the moment, Magnus is letting rest in his room.
Oh dear.
The eyebrow returns back to normal, and he nods. And he says,
"Typical
what we done?"
I know, right?
And yeah, Magnus, when you find a pair of new clothes outside of the
Brilliant.
the door.
I will put that on a chest at the foot of his cot, so he'll see them when he wakes up.
Cool. Now with Kriv, you make your way with a bit of there's like a bit of stress because like there are people like guards and like people running in and out. But you can get there like with not that much stress, and you can kind of see Calder. He's talking with a guardsman and a woman who is wearing a blue coat and has red hair, and you can hear them kind of pointing towards things and people, and he kind of shouts back to a few guards to check all of the roofs and all the boxes in the market. And right now it's there are a lot less people here because there's still a few people on the ground being escorted back, but there's just a few, not many.
Chris is gonna walk up. Go ahead.
You get the feeling like they've probably taken majority of them back to to the headquarters right now or somewhere else.
Slightly off to his arms are crossed, waiting for him so he can speak to him.
After he's kind of like done
But
shouting,
he's letting Calder know he's there.
Yeah, he kind of he looks at you and just says, 1 minute, and he kind of shouts, question all the merchants as well. We have to make sure the exits are blocked off. And the woman kind of nods to the guards and she says, well, you heard the man. Do it. And the guards give a little bow and they run off and get a few more guards and they run off out of sight. And Calder turns to you, puts his hand on your shoulder, and he says, I'm glad you made it. I got word, but currently I had to see to a few things, as you can see.
Yes, I understand. I'm not here for a report. I came here to see if you know anything about what happened.
He shakes his head and says, all we know that there was some kind of explosion. That's all we know. People happened very quickly. No one knows what happens. We think it was to do with some merchant brought them in this morning. We don't know. And he kind of sighs and like just wipes his head because like he's sweating as well. And the woman chimes
Adar,
in and
on our way back we came across a village that had been burned by who Adar called the Black Blades.
He shakes his head and the woman chimes in. At this point she says, we know, we were just busy here. And you know who this woman is. She is the governor of Silverkeep, Madame Yvel.
Right. He's saying, I'm just wondering if perhaps the two incidents are related, or if that's a possibility. I don't know much about the Black Blades.
He nods, he says, we can deal with that later. First we have to make sure everything's secure. If you could do me a favor and check around check around some of the merchandise in the shop here, that would be a great help.
Gladly. And he'll go and do that.
And of course, Kriv is far too noble to do what Magnus would do. And check all the merchandise in the shops.
Yeah, I'm a bit of I'm a noble man. I probably won't. I'm also a neutral character though, so.
Make an investigation check for me, please.
Okay, let me find investigation. Not my strong suit, but give it a shot. Yeah, not my strong suit.
Oh,
I'm bad. I don't have. I'm not great.
A 4 and a 3.
I've been doing horrible rolls. Why can't I do good rolls, Gavin?
Oh, come on! You rolled a 20 persuasion just now.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
That was awesome.
I got one. I got one.
Okay, so
right. What do I find?
you kind of you look around the kind of different merchant shops and stalls. Excuse me, and you don't really, nothing catches your eye. You can't see anything out of the ordinary. And you kind of like after about a few minutes of search, giving everything a quick glance over, you don't find anything.
Nothing of interest, anyways.
And at this point, you can like the last of the people have been dragged off, and the guards have started quarantining it a bit, and they give a kind of a better sweep than you. And you can try now. And kind of as one guards start to get proper into the investigation, when all the people are cleared out, you can hear one man, like a deep man's voice say, "Over here, Captain, I found something." And people start to gather, and they find like a box, and they find in it kind of circular pod kind of things that have a strange aura coming from them in like one of a back kind of at the back of a random shop or storage place. What will Kriv do?
You probably look at it, see if he can recognize it at all. Probably not, but...
You can make an Arcana check. Because I know Arcana is your strong suit.
Give me 1 second while roll 20 reloads.
And...
Nat
20!
That's pretty good.
Oh,
That's
no.
actually pretty good.
15.
Yeah, Kriv, you've seen these before. You've only seen them once while you were in Kree. These are bombs, essentially, for lack of a better word. These are bombs that contain natural spirit energy, and they can cause many different effects, but they're usually not good.
Kriv will make sure Calder knows that. He'll tell him that he's seen him before, that this is what they do.
He nods and he looks back to the governor, and they exchange a worried glance. And he tells one of the guards to take it back to the watch headquarters, and they'll investigate it there.
Very carefully.
Ooh, that's oh.
Very carefully.
Really? Oh.
Gavin, quick question. Would Kriv know anyone who might know more about this stuff?
Yes, you
Grenades
would.
and whatnot?
You would know someone who's familiar with kind of this kind of magic / kind of technology type of thing.
Would I know how to contact him?
Yes, you know where he is staying, and you know how to contact him.
He will tell Calder that I know someone who might be able to help a little bit more with this. I haven't seen him in a while, but he should be able to help if I can go get him.
He nods to you and he says, "I know a few people who can help too." And as the guard is taking it out, Kriv, roll me a perception check, please.
Perception?
Yep.
Right. Every time I close out the roll 20 window, it like goes white screen on me, so it needs a second. Okay, perception. Come on.
4.
4!
Big whopping 4.
Lovely. Or a 16 if somehow I could get advantage. I don't think I can, though.
You can make a case for it. Like, why would Kriv get advantage on this? I'm open.
I would say he'd probably get advantage because after the fire issue, he'd be on very high alert about everything, keeping a very sharp eye and ear out for anything. Because he's that kind of guy, and you know why.
You know what? You can take advantage because I know the character quite well.
Yes. Alright, so I got 16 then.
Yeah. Oh, I am too much of a merciful DM. So as the kind of leaving the small kind of a storage facility, Kriv, your ears. Cool. I rolled for that. I will. Does she want me to tell her later what she finds, or on the stream?
It's probably better to tell her what she finds later, so she can come back to us next session with it.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Kriv, on what you kind of like look, your natural kind of instincts kind of kick in where you're on edge, like it's a high stakes situation, and you notice on one of the roofs you see a man, and the man is not a guard. He's wearing dark robes. He has his hand extended like this, and he's wearing some kind of face paint that makes him look like a skull face paint. and you can see a wicked grin on his face.
Keeping it subtle.
He is going to alert with a very loud, watch out, there's someone up there. He's going to let everyone know very, very quickly.
And as that happens in slow motion, the man clicks his... Like, just imagine everything is kind of like slow down to intensify the situation. You can see the man click his fingers, and the box containing all the bombs begins to glow.
Yep.
Kriv has, what does Kriv do? How does he react in this kind of...
Am I anywhere close to the guy who's holding the box?
He's like a few feet ahead of you.
Okay, so I can't reach out and like knock the box out of his hands and pull him away. He's too far away for that.
The way it is, it's... Yeah, you probably can't. And Calder and the governor, they see it as well as too, and when you like shouted, a lot of the other guards just like instinctually jumped, kind of like because everyone was a bit on edge.
Yeah.
You could try to DBZ that shit and lose a leg in the process.
I could try to do that.
Kick it really hard.
Kriv, the one-legged paladin.
Honestly, Kriv's first instinct would be to get the box away from the other guy and try and preserve as much life as possible. So he probably would try to at least knock the box out of the guy's hand or get him away from the box in some way.
Okay.
He would try to do that.
I'm going to have you make 3 athletics checks for me.
Okay. 3 athletic. Got it.
3 athletics checks.
Hey, high strength. Do this, man. Come on, do this.
You can do it.
You can do it.
10.
Okay.
5, 10, 18.
5,
Hey,
10,
got natural 20 on one of them.
Or 19, 21, 23 with advantage.
So Kriv, you manage to grab the man and kind of like separate him from the box and push it away a little. You manage to kind of, but when you try and get away, you don't get away in time, and the blast, and that is going to, oh god.
Do you get a dexterity saving throw by any chance?
You know what?
Even if I did, I have a -1 to dex.
Kriv can try to
Take it. It is better than nothing.
I'll
take it.
It's better than an auto hit.
Yes.
Alright, dex save, here it comes.
0!
Oh no!
I rolled a natural
Dexterous
1.
paladin. The most dexterous paladin.
Oh. Well, that one joke we made might very well come true, Gavin. That one joke.
God.
Me and Gavin once joked that Kriv would lose an arm.
We did.
You get more stars.
You use a two-handed weapon, right?
Yes, I do.
Yes,
well,
you did.
however,
anyway.
I also have.
So,
I also
how
have a
is-
flail and a sword now.
What position is like Kriv in? Like where is his like body pointing towards the main,
I'd
like
probably
the blast?
I would probably say, because he would have grabbed the guy like by the back of the armor or whatever to pull him away, and he would have turned and pushed it away with his other hand, so he's kind of like in this kind of position. So his arm's out towards it, the rest of his body's in between him and the guard. So it's probably going to be his left side that's going to get the most of it.
The explosion comes quick and fast, and like a lot of the guards manage to kind of avoid the brunt of it. Like one or two get kind of like an after effect, but Kriv, you take the full brunt of the damage, and your arm it burns off, and you feel a heavy pain.
Oh.
How much damage do I take?
29 damage.
Pretty sure you're unconscious.
20.
Well, hang
No,
on.
I'm unconscious. I just pass out.
But hang on. Sorry, I was watching Force Grey the other day. Gavin, does that mean Kriv is dead?
No, Kriv is
I'm
Kriv.
unconscious.
Like his arm is off, but it's like he's just kind of rolling around on the ground in like searing unconscious pain.
Here's
Like
my
severe
question for you,
pain.
Gavin.
Okay.
Is the arm vaporized or is it just charred? Like, is it still attack but charcoal?
it's
Is it still attached but charcoal?
vaporized.
Okay.
Vaporized.
Fully
I have
gone.
lost an arm.
Oh.
Oh, I can't wait for Larry and the others to see this.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh, wow.
And I was just gonna ask if it was because Larry knows mending. I was gonna ask if that could work on limbs, but I guess I don't
No.
have to ask
No, it doesn't
anymore.
work on
No.
limbs.
No.
It only
But
works on
Gavin,
inanimate
did
objects.
Kriv save the guy holding the box? Did Kriv save the guy holding the box?
He did save the guy holding the box.
I think he
That's
needs a
more important to
regeneration
Kriv than
spell.
Yeah,
Kriv needs a regeneration spell, I think.
I
Yeah,
don't
that's
have
what
Or
it is.
Kriv can get in contact with a friend he knows.
Does that friend have access to
Wink.
something like a regeneration spell?
He has
Oh,
No,
access to
well.
something a little bit better. Something better.
Does
Kriv
he
is
have
going to
auto
come
armor?
back.
Will be
He's going to come back with a different arm.
Like Edward Elric.
Alright, Gavin. Kriv is unconscious. Tell me what happens. I can't.
Okay,
do anything,
we'll
so.
switch back to the other group. I'll
Yes,
hit Kriv.
no. Kriv is all hashtag worth it.
Yep.
Did the guy survive? Okay, hashtag worth.
I'm good. I'm good. He lived? Good. I'll lose
guess-
an arm as long as people live.
I guess I'll go ahead and tell you what Adar is doing real quick, so that way you can tell me whether or not it's relevant, and then move on to other people.
Cool.
Adar has left Magnus and the kid and has gone to one of the private bathing facilities and has just basically locked himself in there and used a silent image outside the door to make it look like it's just a wall.
Okay. Noted. So what's everyone else doing? For Larry, it's calmed down a lot. A lot of the people have been have gotten attention. They've been set up in the mess. There are still a few people left.
At this point, I think that Larry sees that because she's not the best healer, that the others take care of it. I think that she'd actually want to go to the Keep's library and try to research, see if she can identify whatever magic this is.
Cool. Roll. As that happens, you see one more like you can see Calder and a few Watcher guards and a woman run into the main hall, and you can kind of see like a dragon arm kind of hanging over the side. And yeah, you can see Kriv on one of the stretchers being lifted down.
Okay. I think at that point, she probably drops whatever books that she has, and she's running over there trying to see what the heck happened.
Quincy's not happy that you dropped the books.
Screw Quincy.
Yeah, screw that guy.
Yeah, so she's trying to try not to get in the way, but she's saying what happened? What happened?
Oh, Gavin muted.
Silent
Gavin is
treatment, I
muted.
see. So that's how it's going to be.
By the way, is anyone actually in the chat right now?
Yes. Mark is
Yeah.
there
What are
right
people
now.
saying? What are people saying? I cannot read it because
No
it will
one,
kill
no
my
one said
computer.
anything yet.
Well, Mark was saying, and we have our first PC death, R.I.P. Kriv.
Oh,
I'm not dead.
Not today.
I'm not dead yet.
Rip
I am
Kriv.
not dead yet. I can dance and I can sing. I am not dead yet. I
Yeah,
can
that's what I was thinking.
I'm not dead.
And it's still just Rip Kriv.
Rip
Kriv will come back as the Terminator.
Get wrecked.
I'll be back.
No, he needs to come back as Edward Elric getting that automail arm.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
I need
God.
to whisper
Well, no,
Gavin.
because
Actually.
Ed didn't technically die first, so maybe?
I'm not dead
Okay, yes.
yet. I'm unconscious, so. By the way, do I need to make a death saving throw?
Yeah, please make a death saving throw.
Oh, we might still get Rip Kriv.
we might still.
Let's
How
see,
do I
where is that? There it
And
is.
roll 20
It's
again.
just a D20. It's just a D20.
It's also a button.
Oof.
Oh, is it?
There we go.
There you go. 14.
Yeah, there's a button at the bottom of the initial stats.
Oh, cool.
Is that a save? Is that a success or?
Yeah,
It's
it's
over
above a
10,
10.
it's a save.
Anything's above a 10 is a success. A natural 20,
Cool.
you automatically wake up and are restored to 1. A 1 is 2 failures.
Yep,
All right.
And if you get 3 failures, you die.
Save.
indeed. So
All
you're
right,
doing
so
good
I now
so far.
have 1 success.
Ah, Pertha Davis is here. Yay!
Hey,
She's also watching. Hey!
Yeah, you
I lost an arm.
Kriv lost an arm.
Yes, Kriv has lost an arm.
But yeah, so as I said, so Larry's basically like demanding like to know what happened to Kriv.
Yeah, you can. Calder like fills you in that that Kriv got caught in a blast saving another guard. Got caught in a secondary explosion while saving another man, and he kind of calls over for more clerics, and they start to work on him with kind of healing magics, and you can see on where the arm should be, there's like the kind of glowing blue one is like around the area where it is.
Mm.
It's sucking out his soul.
Not
Wait, what?
your- Well, he doesn't have a soul, so.
Oh, yes, that's right. Sorry, I forgot.
Well, he probably has more of it than Magnus does, so.
Darling, that is a judgment that moves deep. And you're
So-
unconscious to boot.
Yes.
So Larry looks
Oh,
at Kriv's injury, and I think that not only is she horrified by that, but the fact that it's on Kriv. Honestly, I think that she'd have to do a Constitution to see whether or not
Yeah,
she'd
you
like.
can roll Constitution with a disadvantage.
Yeah,
It's someone you know.
yeah, it's Kriv. So.
Well, that was a
Yeah.
2 on a natural 1.
You just feel sick into your core, and
Oh, Larry.
it comes out.
Oh,
Larry runs into a corner and heaves.
Yep.
yeah.
Rich cookie.
Aw.
And up come colourful mushrooms.
The mushrooms.
Serious
of
phone
sorrow.
emerald.
So yeah, they start to kind of work on Kriv. Yeah, and that's as far. What is everyone else doing at this moment? It's been about an hour-ish since you got back. An hour.
You know exactly what I'm doing.
I do, and
I see a
nothing.
cat.
Gotcha.
Well, given that I don't know what's happening here, Magnus is probably going to go get clean after making sure that the door is locked.
Cool.
Yeah, I think Throne is just helping out any people who are like refugeeing in the halls the best she can. I guess she's not being told about Kriv.
Larry's the only one who knows now, and Calder's kind of just trying to organize. You can actually hear from. They're kind of shouting to men as well. Anyone who's in the mess can hear that Calder has returned.
I am not in the mess, so I guess I don't know.
Right,
Serena
right.
I
might
don't think
know.
anyone's in the mess.
Larry
Who's
made a
returning?
mess.
Yeah, so Flint and Lucky are in the halls. They will probably go through like the door to the front and probably inform Calder what's happening. Jory's just sitting down alone, saying nothing.
Well, once I'm done with the bath, I will probably wander out to see if I can find Jory, but I don't know what time that's going to be and what's going to have happened by then. So let me know when I get into the scene, I guess.
Yeah, let me know whenever I'm done doing my thing.
I'd say by now Adar's finished with his bath.
Okay. He comes just strolling out a wall. and just
As you
dismisses
do.
the illusion.
Just for fun, could Magnus just be there going, "Okay, darling, now that's a skill I didn't know you had."
Just strolling out of a wall.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, you can do that.
I think that's appropriate.
Adar turns to Magnus and just says, "Water's warm," and he dismisses the illusion. And there's just a door there. They went into the bathroom.
Ah, I see. Fair enough then.
Adar will
Okay.
eventually make his way downstairs, looking
Yeah,
to see
same.
if the monster's back.
Yeah, you can hear Calder like shouting, and you can kind of see the masses of attack survivors who are just kind of like sitting there getting just having food, and some of them are like going back, probably going back to like sleep because they have to probably stay there for the night to get like to make sure the clerics will watch over them, so they seem fine.
Gotcha.
Kind of after a few minutes, after like a dark time, you can see Calder and a redheaded woman walking up the stairs to his office.
Do we recognize the red-headed woman?
Make a perception check.
Sure.
That's gonna suck.
Yeah, you're like away from them. You can still kind of see him.
Not. I want to see you do worse than a
11!
Nope, you don't know who she is.
Okay.
Adar's just gonna, as they're passing him, is like, I'm guessing you're busy.
Well, we're not. They're going up a different set of stairs to the one that we're coming down, so they wouldn't know.
Oh, I thought we were passing each other.
No, because he's going up the stairs to his office, which is a completely different area to us.
Gotcha. Okay, never
And
mind.
I was going to say, did Larry cast Cure Wounds or something on Kriv or the clerics cast that to bring him back, so he won't have to make
the
that
clerics. Kriv is stable.
Right now, I think
Okay.
Larry's
I'm
kind of
stable.
in too
One
much
health.
shock.
Right.
Alright, I have 1 health now, yay.
Yeah,
But I'm not conscious yet.
you're semi-conscious. You're
In and out.
you're in and out.
Apparently, Kriv's new name is Liliana.
No, I think it's the redheaded woman.
Oh, right. Yeah, could be.
So I'm guessing me and Magnus stroll upon Kriv now missing an arm.
Do we?
Yeah, when basically when kind of everything's calmed down a bit, like people at the watches of the soldiers have kind of gone to bed or are having like food with some of the survivors. Yeah, like kind of after Magnus is done, you can kind of stroll in and see like Kriv. Like, so I imagine you would like look for the others and like you.
I was looking specifically for Jory because I know he knew who was down there. But if I see Kriv, I'd probably go over there first.
Is Kriv still being treated, or have they like stabilized him or something?
He's stabilized, but he's kind of like in and out of consciousness. He's still like in the foyer area, like along with a few of the others.
Do they think they would have seen Kriv or Larry first?
Or Jory. Who do we see first?
You see Jory because like they're not connected. They're like there's a door between them. Like you have a circular pillar which is like in between, and then you've got like 2 walls and 2 doors. So like, and then you have the mess on one side, and then you have the foyer on the other.
Because if Kriv's stabilized, I feel like Larry would be like there with him, like by his bedside.
And you can do that. You see Magnus. You see Jory first because he's just like he's in the mess hall. He's just sitting down, like, and he's got like ale in his.
In which case, I might pour him another one and wander over and slide it across the table at him.
He sees it. He nods. He kind of moves to the empty glass and the empty mug, and he takes the other one. And he just downs it.
I see you survived your first encounter with our most illustrious paladin of Helm. I have to say, for someone who...
Who?
Oh, the big shouty man in the other room who Kriv talked into leaving.
I wasn't
You were
paying
busy.
attention.
No, darling. For a paladin of Helm, he's rather short-sighted, shall we say.
Zealous, even, you could say. He kind of gives a bit of a chuckle.
Yes, that is one of the more politer words I'd use to describe him.
Sounds like an ass.
Very much so. Unfortunately, he's also a talented ass when it comes to the sword, and made it through the last invasion.
Mm. Well, I've seen a lot of paladins. Not much impresses me with him anymore.
I'll drink to that.
I would, but I need another mug.
I swing him the other one I brought in my tail.
He smiles, and he
Prehensile
cheers.
tail, gotta love it.
He smiles. He cheers with you, and he doesn't down this one. He kind of just sips and just sits there in contemplation.
So why was the paladin ass talking to Jory, and why did Kriv have to talk him into leaving?
I'm gonna look at Jory and say, basically going, do you want to take this one?
He kind of lifts up like the cloak, which was like he put back over. He throws it over his shoulder and taps the symbol. I'm technically an enemy of this country.
Does Adar even recognize the symbol at all? Like, he knows that his country is in war with this one, but does he even recognize the symbol? Because those are two different things.
Yeah, it's the symbol of the elite dragon guard of Milgar. They're kind of like they're the royal protectors. Like, they're specifically work in the capital city, guarding the queen.
You seem awfully small for being a single man at war with a country.
He laughs, and he nods.
Not to mention, darling, surely if you're with them, why would your job take you all the way down here?
He stops for a second, he looks at the two of you, and he says, I really have no idea. I don't even remember coming here. The last thing I remember was
Night Sisters.
You know,
they could be anywhere. Honestly, I could have taken him anywhere.
Wait, sorry, Adar. You're saying that they grabbed him, teleported him here, and then set him guarding a random little girl in an abandoned fortress, knocking on doors.
If hag numbers are slim, there's no telling what they would be doing. The fact that they actually forcefully transformed the girl instead of making more hags the natural way, which is even more horrifying.
Well, absolutely, darling. You couldn't pay me enough to go near one of them.
They don't do it like that.
Oh, that's a relief.
They eat a baby first. And then they birth the baby, and on its 13th birthday it turns into a hag.
Lovely.
You know, I think I could have lived without knowing that information, darling.
So, the fact that they are prancing around, transforming other people into hags, instead of making their own, a ritual that can be undone, if done properly, means that they are possibly desperate. Desperate enough to grab a random soldier that's good enough to protect their investment.
Well then.
Jory, in the meantime, he's just said nothing. He really hasn't, like, he's gone back to quiet contemplation.
Well then, Ser Jory, do we need to get you new armor, or I suppose try to point you somewhere? I don't know, would there even be a ship going north? I don't think there'd be a ship going north. It's a long way north.
A patch could easily be made to cover it.
He throws the cloak over it again. He says, I can find my own way, thank you. I'll rest.
Well, you can find your own way, darling. The question is whether you have to.
I'd much prefer to.
Just saying, if you need a patch, come talk to me. I could probably get it covered up fairly easily.
I've got a cloak, it's fine.
Cloaks can be blown away. Or moved.
Like I said, darling, a good coat of mud. Try for something with clay, it sticks better.
I'm gonna go check in on the others. You two have fun.
he nods to you and goes back to drinking.
Adar figures he'll be more talkative if he's not there, seeing that he's an elf.
I let him fill in the silences in the conversation.
Yeah.
Doesn't.
That's boring. In that case, I drink.
Silent drinking, the best kind.
The best guy. Okay, a little bit more time passes, unless anyone wanted to do anything else.
I'm checking in on my other party members. What's everyone doing? I'm gonna ask what Sirona's doing first, and then I'll naturally find Kriv and Larry together.
Honestly, I'm not doing anything.
We're doing the other way round.
Well, Kriv and Larry are together, just, yeah. Are they?
Find the elf.
Alright, so I guess I'll find Kriv and Larry first.
Yeah, you'll find the Kriv in the front who's been patched up a bit more.
Who is now missing an arm.
Who is now missing an arm. And you can see the kind of glowing that was on all the others as well on the area of the explosion.
And Larry, she's sitting beside Kriv's bed, and she has the book that she dropped earlier, but she's reading it beside his bed, and she looks up when she sees Adar.
The book is, by the way, How to Cope with Being Undead.
Vampirism for Dummies. Garlic and sunlight.
Would Adar be able to put 2 and 2 together, being the cynic that he is, that there was another trap waiting in the market after they had cleared everyone out?
Oh, totally. You'd expect it.
Yeah, Magnus would have expected it too, but he's not there yet.
Let me guess, stage 2 attack, wait for everyone, all the injured to get out, and new rescuers to get in, and then you set off another one.
Well, and Larry's a bit quieter than usual, given the circumstances. They said that he saved someone from the explosion, but he got caught himself. And she kind of just sighs.
You know, is Kriv awake or not?
He's awake-ish. Like, Kriv, you can hear all this, but you can't really put... You take effort to kind of speak.
I'm fuzzy.
He's fuzzy.
You know, he's annoyingly noble.
I am so glad somebody gets me spells.
He's annoyingly noble.
You shouldn't say that, Adar. He almost risked his life saving someone.
Yes, the big goddamn hero. Sorry,
Yeah.
I'm not there. I'm not there. I didn't.
Yeah, So, well, at the cost of his own limb, I probably wouldn't have. Like I said, annoyingly noble. It's a noble thing to do, but it's annoying because of the consequences nobility puts on people.
It's just... And we don't even really know what it was. Like this glowing. I've been trying to look at some books, trying to see if I can identify it, but I'm getting nowhere.
Could Adar have a look at it and see if he can
Adar
figure out what it
dispel
is?
magic?
Adar doesn't have dispel magic.
Boo.
I think our bard has detect magic, and she can cast it as a ritual, but our bard is not here.
Can I talk at all? Like, I know I can hear him, but am I actually capable of speaking?
It's probably...
but it takes a toll on you. Like,
it's gonna be easy.
Yeah.
Alright, he's just gonna say in a very strained voice, bomb. Like, almost like trying to say he knows what it is, but he can't say it right now. So, bomb. He's gonna let you know that he knows what happened.
Makes sense.
A bomb?
Let me have a look at it, so I can roll Arcana, right?
You said it was like an elemental thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
You said it was like an elemental...
Larry was able to detect that it was evocation magic, but she couldn't really tell what kind.
bombs aren't really my specialty, so.
It's magic. That's it.
Yeah, it's
Can
magic.
Larry try?
You already rolled an Arcana, didn't you?
Already rolled, so you know it's kind
Oh
of...
yeah, yeah, I know it's evocation.
Well, I can tell you that this is new magic to me. Depending on if I get... Well, I might have a way to get Kriv's arm back, maybe.
What? How?
That's going to be a lot of explaining.
Well, at least there's some hope.
It depends on if they'll even do it, though, and it's going to depend entirely on Kriv. What Kriv is willing to do for his arm.
Kriv, if he's able to, is actually gonna like kind of reach up and just get Larry's attention real fast.
What is it?
Like, find Jean.
Jean? Adar, who's
He
Jean?
can help.
Would I recognize that name in the slightest?
No.
Nope.
Probably not. He's from my past.
Yeah, but I was just wondering, through Adar's travel of charlataning it up, would he have ever known any genes?
Make an intelligence check, just straight intelligence.
Okay. Two. I knew a gene once. He sold shoes.
I thought you were going to say he was an escaped criminal who stole a loaf of bread.
No, he sold shoes. I don't think that's the right one.
Well, I doubt he's looking for a cobbler right now.
Yeah.
Gavin, you said I would know where to find him, right? You said I would know where to find him?
He is currently, well, he should be in the Dragonborn capital city, New Dagoth.
New Dagoth? I can't say that word. New. Right, he
Yes.
will just say that word. He'll say that word.
Yes.
New Dagoth.
And also gnome. So they have a little bit of to go on. Gnome, Jean, New Dagoth.
I don't know where New Dagoth is, but I'm assuming it's far away.
It's literally, let me pull up the map for you.
What is it, like 2 days walk or something like that?
Gets it.
Absolutely.
Right here.
Oh, right in the middle of the city. Yeah, that one. Oh, yay. Right in the middle
Let
of
me
the
see what I can do first, and if Kriv turns it down, or if it even happens, then we can go to New Dagoth and try to get him an arm. But until then, just keep an eye on him. Make sure he doesn't get blown up again.
I will.
Okay.
I'm eventually going to wander around and probably come across them after having another drink with Jory and not getting anywhere. Can I come in with a tankard in my hand at this point?
Come in while as Adar is saying, make sure he doesn't get blown up again.
Again, darling, who did... Oh, I see.
He's annoyingly noble. Save someone else and get jumping into a bomb.
Bomb. So they left some around for the, what's that term that people use, first responders? Is that it? I'm not good with
close enough,
things, darling. Right, anyway. So, they stabilized him, I take it.
Yeah.
He's
been
lucid.
in and out. But for now, he seems
I'm gonna go
to be
rummage
recovering.
through Kriv's, belongings and find one of those healing potions and shove it down his throat.
Okay.
That works.
Alright,
Okay,
how much does that heal? Thanks for using one of my healing potions, but okay.
Okay. So,
It's there to heal him, darling. I don't see what the big deal is.
Alright, well,
I
how
just
much
thought
does
it
it
was
heal? Because right now,
it
character
doesn't
sheet's
have-
lagging, so...
it doesn't have any effect. Like, Kriv, you feel something like being forced down and you drink it, kind of. You can see that Magnus took one of your healing potions and kind of shoved it down, and you can, you accepted it, but you don't feel any better. Usually where you'd feel replenished a little, you just feel nothing.
Wonderful.
He's just gonna give a look like, thanks for trying. Thanks for trying.
I'm assuming the healers would have tried healing magic on him and it proved ineffective. That's why they've just patched him.
Have they tried to spell magic yet? I'm staring at the glowy arm stump.
Who knows if it'll work? Who knows if it'll kill them if you try to remove it?
Wait a minute. I think Larry can do dispel magic.
Dispel magic is the 3rd level spell. I don't think anyone can.
Oh, I thought it was a 1st level spell.
No, that's detect magic.
Right.
Oh.
Dang it.
I know. This is going on longer than I anticipated. Because Kriv's got his fucking arm blown off.
Well, this is about the time that we set for the end of the session. So
yeah.
How much more do we have? Because I think we've reached an impasse with what we can actually do.
Well, Adar's gonna go back up to his room in a minute. If he doesn't immediately see Serona in the vicinity, he's gonna go back up to his room and try to contact his godmother.
Just kind of a quick thing before we wrap up. After kind of like when Kriv gets in, I'm just gonna wrap it up for the sake of convenience. Like all of you kind of find out about Kriv, and as soon as kind of everything's settled down and Kriv's up-ish, you'll get like a summons from Flint, who says Calder wants to speak to. He's calling a meeting basically in the next week. So all of you won't be getting any assignments for yet, or your ceremony to actually be inducted in is being held back. So essentially, you have a week to do what you want.
Right.
Yeah.
So what is Serona doing? And then I want to see if I can contact.
He's currently in the mess hall trying to help keep spirits up.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm gonna, since I can't talk to Kriv like I wanted to do, because Kriv is bleh.
I can talk. It's just a little difficult.
It's just a little difficult.
It's not something that Adar wants to talk about right this second. I guess I'll pop by Magnus real quick before I try to contact my godmother.
By the way, everyone gets 19 gold, 16 silver, and 8 copper after I divvy up spoils from... That's just the coinage that I'm divvying.
19 gold.
19 gold, 16 silver, and 8 copper. That's just the... That is literally, though, just the coins. We still have all the other stuff.
Okay.
Yeah. That we have not sold.
Right, so I'm gonna pop by Magnus and ask him a thing. What's
Does
Magnus
the alarm
doing?
go off because you're not me or Ember or the kid?
Well, he's gonna knock. He doesn't just
okay.
barge into your room.
Okay, in that case, I will probably open the door. And you've probably noticed that I've got a teacup.
Okay, is the kid still asleep?
The kid is just like a log. He's
Darling,
been, like...
he is sawing logs.
So, I did want to ask before we move forward throughout this week of vacation, I suppose. What do you know about the Black Blades? They've become a lot more relevant.
Mostly that they were sailing up and down attacking coastal areas, darling. Not very much else.
And Magnus is not lying to me, correct?
Not that you can tell. As far as you can tell, he's being completely honest.
Can I roll an insight?
Absolutely.
Please do.
Natural 20.
As far as you can tell, he is being completely honest with you.
Oh, cool. My first natural 20. No. Alright, thanks. I'm gonna go see what other information I can dig up. So he's gonna go to his room and see if he can't get into contact with his godmother, or if she's gonna show up at all tonight.
Okay, because we have to wrap up soon, is anyone else doing anything of significant note?
Well, no one's come to talk to me, so I can't really.
We couldn't find you. Oh, well, actually,
People
Adar
want
went
to talk to
find
Kriv, I will try.
Yeah, Adar did go to talk to you at one point.
Well, not really, because I said where I was, and you kind of went, okay, go to my room.
Oh
And
no,
right-
you said you were busy in the mess hall because I asked what are you doing. I didn't ask.
Yeah, as a general, so it wasn't like...
Oh, okay. Well, in that case, I will go talk to Serona and see what the heck Serona's up to.
And right
Before I
now, all Larry's doing is kind of like going
Cool.
between, like, you know, checking on Kriv and kind of just scouring the library for any information.
There's a pile of books by Kriv's bed now.
Yes.
You are now on How to Cope with Being Undead, volume 15.
So
Clerics and other nasty things.
I'll make these really quick. So he's gonna go find Serona and see that she's in the mess hall trying to keep spirits up.
Yeah, she's pretty much telling, like, stories to small children.
How are you holding up? Adar just materializes next to you.
Adar,
While the
okay.
Adar appears.
I'm doing my best. How's everyone else? I haven't seen anyone for a while since Magnus has gone to take Neil to bed.
Magnus is in his room guarding the kid. Larry's with Kriv. Kriv is injured.
Kriv's
And
injured?
Yeah, she's helping out. We're gonna see what we can do for him, but right now he's a little lucid and a little loopy.
What happened?
It's a very common trap whenever you make a big stink and blow up a place like a market to leave another set of bombs to go off whenever they clear out the first injured and replace it with investigators. So they set off another one, and Kriv happened to be near Calder, who was in the marketplace.
And I guess we don't know who's done this yet.
I have a few ideas, but nothing solid. And Watchmaster Calder is apparently indisposed.
Where do you think the attacks will come from?
Me being a cynic, they're either in league with the Black Blades or they're a part of it because it's way too coincidental. And if Jory has no idea what's going on, which I assume that a plan to attack Silverkeep would have been prepared months ago, he hasn't said it. He hasn't said anything. So I don't think it's from this war that's going on. War is fought with soldiers, not with bombs inside cities.
She kind of, like, muttered under her breath to herself, then she's like, of course, yes. That wouldn't be their way.
Well, I don't know much about any of these countries, so your guess is as good as mine.
I noticed that Adar failed to mention Kriv's limb
Yeah,
condition.
yeah, he did very pointedly forget to mention that. That was on purpose.
Just let her find out that little tidbit later.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So anyway, I'm gonna head up to my room and see if I can't discover more about what's in the world is happening around here.
Sleep well then.
Sleep is the least of my worries.
He's an elf, he doesn't sleep.
Well, then rest easy.
So, Seldarine watch over us all as he heads upstairs and tries to finally get into contact with his godmother to see if she shows up or anything.
Nope. The night is silent. Nothing stirs. You feel generally
Has
uneasy.
Talon
No, he
made it back
hasn't.
yet?
He hasn't.
Ooh.
Okay. Can I try summoning him?
You can try.
I would like to try summoning him. Because Adar gets the feeling she normally responds by now. Like, she would normally respond by now, right?
She would have done it ages ago.
Yeah, exactly.
Ooh.
You tried to summon Talon and nothing. He doesn't appear. Doesn't his form doesn't become real before you.
Is what phase? I'm guessing it's nighttime. What phase is the moon at?
Half, I'd say.
Alright. Adar will mutter in Elvish, Sahanin, give me dreams that will lead me to be able to aid my allies and vanquish my foes. And then he will lock up for the night and actually go to sleep because he wants to try and dream if Sihanin allows him to.
Okay. What else is everyone doing? Is
No, I'm
doing anything
not doing
specific?
anything. No.
Okay.
Question: would they allow Krivwunax to be taken back up to his room?
Yeah, you would have been taken, along with any of the other any people who were prepared to watch you who were in the initial attack. They would have also been brought up to their room.
One thing I just realized I probably would have tried to do would be to organize a bed for Jory somewhere. I'd probably talk to Flynn.
Jory, if you offer him a bed, he won't take it. He'll just say he would stay up in the mess hall.
Okay, well, I'd probably try, but if he doesn't want it, that's cool.
Alright. Okay, so...
But yeah, pretty much alone Kriv would be trying to pray as well.
Eventually you try to pray and Kriv, you drift off into an unconscious sleep. And we will pick up with that not next week because we're done. I'll get into what Adar sees and what happens. We'll pick up. Pick up next session. Yeah. But I would like to end out with Kriv's dream, and he dreams of a man with a low dark hood. You can see the bottom of his face painted like a skull, and he's having that twisted smile, and he breathes in and then he breathes out fire, and that just erupts everything. Yeah, and that is yeah. So Kriv dreams of that, and that is the end of session 6.
One more point of TTS.
5. 5.
One more point of TTS.
Oh well. Well, thank you everyone who was watching. We hope you've enjoyed this small taste of our campaign. And thank you for chatting throughout the night to us. It's been really cool.
Yes.
So long, and
farewell.
Auf Wiedersehen. Good night.
Good night.
No.